Since Dr. Mapama came to the University of Liberia, all we have seen is administrative failures, reaching from failures of promises to the University of Liberia students, where she promised the students she's going to revamp the campus and renovate every building on the university campus. Today, if you go on the Nathaniel campus, you see every building, I'm able to say they are in water. Today, if you come on the Capitol Hill campus of the University of Liberia, the CPA very stay deployable. And all the bathrooms on the university campus are deployable and terrible. This madam has brought no change to the University of Liberia and its students. Reaching from the bathroom and all other tertiary problems on the university campus, we also have the issue of offer. That my parent has refused to work in line with offer. Reaching from salaries arrears, benefits, and salary disparity among the faculties member on the University of Liberia campus.
Our instructor cannot be teaching them getting a salary. Pay our instructors.
Almost 7 months since the faculty went back to class. We also have the vacation school under the watch of Dr. Mapama. Today, they cannot get a single benefit of the vacation school. This to talk about their 2 years salaries a year and just benefit. Today, my parents have refused to work with those faculty who are already suffering. You are aware of the suffering in Liberia. One cannot leave their basic schedules and come on the campus to teach the university students and the administration of the University of Liberia refused to pay them for almost 7 months. The students are angry, the faculty members are angry. It's on this note that the Vanguard Student Invitation Party under the stewardship and the chairmanship of Sylvester K. Widow, that we have someone here to speak to the press and warn that my problem that she has from now to tomorrow to leave the university campus as the Secretary General of the Vanguard Student Invitation Party. We'll be exposing that my problem, administrative weakness and failure with evidence and facts coming from the documentary we have in our possession. On that note, I narrow down also in the Secretary General. Secretary General of the Vanguard Student Education Party, Secretary General of the Press and the Commerce.
Manda, all progressive journalists, masses of the Liberian people, all ideological militants and stalwarts of the Student Unification Party, conscious university students, we bring you greetings from Chairman Sylvester Widow, ideological chairman of the Vanguard Student Unification Party. So the party has come to quickly respond to growing contradiction on the campuses of the University of Liberia. As you are aware, SUP issued a press conference yesterday demanding the immediate resignation and dismissal of the current president of the University of Liberia in Dr. Lady Mapanya. SUP believes Lady Mapanya has failed to manage the affairs of the university. She has been entrapped into corruption. She has been entangled into favoritism and self-naked interests. We lay a series of counts that inform the party's decision to demand the immediate dismissal of Mapanya. And part of them, or some of the counts are, number one, we talked about the deplorable infrastructure of the University of Liberia and the inability of Mapanya to effect any concrete change on the campuses of the University of Liberia. We also mentioned the question of illegal dismissal. Mapanya has started illegally dismissing people and prioritizing people of her own interests. We have a series of counts against her. On that basis, the Vanguard Party has come to officially provide to the press and the media documentary evidence that have backed our argument over the time. We want to deal with urgent documentation the party has received from its intelligence arm. The current payroll of August has exposed the intent of the administration to employ and hire people who were dancers in usage. Mampanya has hired about 50 persons to work in the university without following any procedure or precautionary measures.
Employ people illegally.
So we got the entire salary of August, the entire payroll of August, that display that Mampanya has reduced the salary of professors, dean, as well as assistant professors on the campuses of the University of Liberia. And we were able to catalog some of the reduction that occurred of recent. One, Regina Foley is an assistant professor. His salary was reduced to 60%. Up to now, we are yet to understand on what basis professor salary are being reduced. We are not against people's salary being reduced as long as it meets legal and all measures that guard such person. But we have not seen that. His salary was reduced from 2,384 United States dollars with 78 cents to 953 United States dollars 91 cents.
And we visit a lot of victim affected communities, and we interact with victims directly.
To part atrocity. So one key question. You just spoke at Endo, the 16th anniversary. You are leading the effort to establish the office that will hold people accountable for atrocity. You care to tell us how your office intends to partner with the victims of the war?
Also, our office doesn't intend to partner with victims of the war. Our office is partnering with victims of the war through Limasa already, and we visit a lot of victim affected communities, and we interact with victims directly. So we've had some engagements with Limasa as an institution, and Limasa has introduced a lot of the victims to us, though there are millions, thousands and thousands more that we still know that we have not met. In fact, what we've done is to enter an MOU with Limasa that sets our obligations, rights and responsibilities, in terms of institutions that we are now completely respecting. That is why we are here today. So in that MOU, we also have resource sharing, obligations. And what we do, therefore, is we look to Limasa to make sure it exposes us to these victims, who will then be able to tell us their interests and what they're really concerned about, and what they think should happen with the court process, and we'll take it from there and move on.
So Limasa just presented to you a position statement, and I think there is 4 or 5 count resolution contained in that position statement. And one of the things that captured me is that they are called to be included in the national budget. They don't just want anything. They are calling a specific amount. They want 250,000 United States dollars in the budget. What's your opinion on that?
Well, I cannot make an informed decision with respect to what is given to Limasa or not. Neither can I say what is Limasa's own obligations, right, or needs. In Limasa's perspective, they want $250,000 annually. They might have calculated and developed a budget that calls for that. All I can say is Limasa needs to be supported.
And how do you intend to ensure that they get that support budgetarily?
Well, I can't say that I can ensure that they get the support budgetarily, but I can support their effort by appealing and working along with them to the national authorities to say there's an institution that you should kindly pay attention to. I can do that for sure because it lies within my purview. But ensuring that they are placing the budget, I can't make that assurance to anybody.
Now, finally, before we take leave of you, the representative from the United Nations and the War Crime Court, he was speaking, and he struck a very important point. He talked about some 500 million United States dollars being held in trust fund, quote unquote. According to him, these were proceeds that were stolen from the government. They are in foreign accounts. So this issue is why we'll also be advocating for people who committed atrocities to better forward the law. We also need to have to integrate these victims, how to repatriation. How do you intend as a counselor, as a legal person, to collaborate with La Masa so we can see what the way we can source those funding for us to be able to help these people who are direct victims of the atrocity?
Okay, so for Limasa, theirs is to just continue to raise the concern about these kind of funds, but it is the government's prerogative. And what we can do from our perspective is to also work with the Ministry of Justice, with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, with other government authorities and say, look, we understand that this has been recorded in the TRC report. It means these funds are somewhere and perhaps we should begin to look for them. Also, even the TRC documents, the records, are also archived out of the country. That's something we're also pursuing right now. We are hoping that we can have those as well. It will be in the interest of the country and the victims if we were to lay hand on that. But I'd like to say quickly that it should not be the condition for caring for the victims that when we get the money that is outside or anywhere, then we can care for the victims. No, it shouldn't be. It should rather be that while we are caring for the victims, we are also trying to get what we can get from outside. That's how it should go.
Thank you so kindly for speaking to Cool Television. And there you have it. That was Councillor Dr. Jalababu. He has the Office for the Establishment of the War and Economic Crime Court. This is Cool Television. We are right here in the GSA Road, precisely around the La Cosa teaching college here, where the Liberia, let me get that correctly, where the Liberia Massacre Survivors Association Incorporated, La Masa, is here commemorating their 16th anniversary celebration, and it is on the theme reflecting the past, demanding for justice. We will try as much as possible. So
with the justification that the university budget is inadequate to address the issue, but yet those salaries are being redirected to people of our own self-naked interest. We see that as an affront to staff and members. We see that as an affront to deans and professors who are sacrificing on a daily basis. And the Vanguard Party will resist this to the core and ensure that Mapanya not only resign, but she must give account and be prosecuted by law. So the consistent reduction of salary without any legal procedure, we know that it undermines the principle of meritocracy. And that is why Mapanya has brought about 50% from UC to be employed illegally into the university. As I speak to you now, 28 of them have already been recorded. They have already been added on the payroll. We have them here, there's the payroll. 28 of them have already been added. And the contradicting part is someone who has just been employed by Mapanya as a professor is making $4,500 United States dollars. The rudimentary of becoming a professor in the University of Liberia, you must have understood the role of teaching on the campuses. You must have passed through being an assistant professor or associate professor before even becoming a professor. You just take someone from UCL, question you get them professional title and start paying them more than people who are sacrificed for 15 years, 20 years, contributing to the academic and the academic upbringing and contributing to society and contributing to the country.
Administrative malpractices.
So we were able to list few of those who are appointed of recent, and they are already on payroll, they are already taking pay. We don't know what procedure she use. We don't know if she passed through any stakeholder, if there was anything. But we check the payroll as in our hand right now. We have seen new employees. They are making more salary from people who have been at the university for record age and contributing. So Mapanya was able to pay one Joseph Boda, a professor, calling him a professor, 4,000 Monday. Pay Bwaka Robertson, 4,500. Pay Favola Tule, 4,500 United States dollars. This is the worst thing that ever happened to a state-run university. Why the university is deplorable, staff and faculties are not being paid for 7 months. Mapanya is increasingly bringing in her self-start, retired workers to work now and face prosecution. And so, we quickly address the issue of payroll. We raised a concern few days ago that Mapanya receives 15,000 United States dollars because she does not want to be here in contempt with the harmonization policy of 2019. She is being paid on the payroll, as it's stated here, that Mapanya makes on payroll. She makes a total of $7,776.62 from the university budget, directly from the university budget. And she has been paid from the same university through Echo Bank. She paid outside the payroll of the university. We have all the evidence here, as you can see. Here's Mapanya. She makes $7,776.62 on the payroll and being paid outside the payroll. There's a check she signed here. She and the controller. There's a check signed by Mapanya for Echo Bank with account numbers 6102186582. The total amount of $7,286.47 that was signed by the controller named Toga Gibson and Lady Mapanya president. There's a check.
She taking pay 2,000.
She's taking double, so we amount of 15,000.
She's taking from Echo Bank, GT Bank, yo.
Mana,
down, corruption down. Yo. The so-called perfect president, the president bringing the country, yo. Last night, I say, Waka president, yellow machine.
So there are major issues. We have got a clear retirement list of Mapanya. We have managed to get a retirement list of 203 employees of the University of Liberia who are supposed to be retired. We are in a vetting process. These are people who, majority of them, have been in the university contributing. They are energetic. Some of them don't even rely on salary. They just want to contribute. And Mapanya is retiring them.
You don't get time for your BB salary,
yo. And some of them will make the type of Mel Jones. Mel Jones has been contributing passionately to the University of Liberia, and you are retiring him. There's a man who is energetic. He is providing services. You are not doing this on the basis of reform. You are doing this for selfish interest, to clandestinely or to illegally employ your user employee without any experience at the detriment of staff and faculty of the University of Liberia.
Down, Nipotesi, down. Forward, Fanga Party, forward.
We saw other passionate people that are wasting topic. As Morris Cooper, people like Clifford Young. These are people that Mapanya had listed to be retired immediately while considering those new employees of UC. We'll give them to the journalists.
Tomorrow, police for you, student, yo. Last night, I said, Super police, CTV police, City Week police, They go break down CDC headquarters, that's City Week, yo. Last night, I said, Super police.
The intent of Mapanya, the intent of Mapanya is not to execute or institute any reform, but she needs loyalists, so that they can be loyal to her, so that no one can checkmate her, so that will offer her issue. She will call her user employees, say, you guys need to proceed with it. We see they are dictatorial, and Mapanya has reached for Waterloo. Yo, she has reached for Waterloo, yo. So like we said, tomorrow, Banga Party for the police, yo. Like we said, we are about to share all these documented facts to the press that expose the ineptitude of Mapanya, the corrupt nature of Mapanya, and the disappointing nature of Mapanya. People
people believe that someone from Western incarnation going to come to the University of Liberia and institute genuine change and adhere to the principle of due process. But Mapanya has started illegally dismissing people arrogantly, saying that the University of Liberia belongs to her and the University of Liberia is a personal property. We want to tell Mapanya that a Mapanya that had never served even a cabinet position in her whole life, she was privileged to serve the University of Liberia, state-run university, state-privileged university, with all knowledge of serving such position. This is the biggest position Mapanya ever served.
So you got a lot of people in your hand and you are already spoken from these people. But being cognizant that we in an artificial world that anything can be created, anything can be generated. The question is how authentic is the information that you're giving the public about the UL president?
Like we said, the parties have gotten clear information. SUP has been around for years. This information is from a direct source. This information is very clear. This information clarifies everything you need to know. And you can rest assured that this information will never be refuted by the university authority. We are showing you payroll. Like, how possible with the party going to catalog payroll of employees with even the time of payroll, everything, including the amount Mapanya makes. Check. Are you telling us that this check, it was manufactured by the Student Unification Party from Echo Bank with the account everything, with the account number, even sound by Mapanya? Mapanya can never see it and refute it. So we're going to share with you soft copy and we're going to publish it. We are not here to read propaganda. We have no personal issue with individual. Our only interest has been the interest of the students. Anything that undermines the integrity of the University of Liberia, anything that is detrimental to the progress of the university and the progress of the students, the Vanguard Student Unification Party oppose it to the poll. That's why we are saying these documents are fact. These documents will be published in the soonest possible time.
So enchanted.
You disenchanted? Why?
For the Unity Party government.
The Unity Party
I don't
government.
have support.
Come again?
My whole family in the government. I have one of my child, he died.
Okay.
The Unity Party government never show me any light that I can able to bury my child in my given country. At the present moment now, I still must step out today. Let me support the CDC government.
Oh, you want to support the CDC right now?
Yes.
Why you refuse to support CDC?
Because the Unity Party government don't want to help me.
Why you refuse at first to support CDC?
Because I was thinking that the Unity Party government will help me.
You are thinking that Unity Party going to help you?
Yeah.
But I thought they helping you.
Where? To the play?
Yeah.
Nothing good.
You said when your child died, the Unity Party people here, they didn't help you.
Never show me any good life.
They abandon you?
They abandon me as all.
Are you angry?
I beg. More than beg.
You say why you want to tell former president we are?
I appeal to him.
You appealing to him why?
I appeal to him. Why I did to him? I'm sorry for him.
Why you did to him?
Because he brought some
Jesse from China. Jesse, please get Jesse a big clap. Yeah. If you watch the video that I posted on my page, Jesse took me to one of the billionaires in China. And he took me around into Natl province. He took me to visit more than 20 different factories. One of the cities that he took me in, the employment in our city is more than 30 million persons that are working in our province. So it tells you when we only have 3 of that factories in the entire Liberia, we are okay, right? That's all. Just 2 of any of these factories, we are okay. But guess what? Jesse have been coming to Liberia 17 years ago to to bring investment in this country, but it has been difficult for Jason. But I can say to you, by God's grace, you're going to see something happening in Liberia very soon. By God's grace. Jason, on behalf of the people of Liberia, we want to say again, sorry for the tough time you've been facing to bring investment to this country. We can assure you that this time around, we will hold your paperwork and take it from ministry to ministry, office to office, to make sure that we create jobs for our citizens. And I got to know Jason. Let me say to you, we are not here to talk plenty. Yeah. We are here for action. Sure. We are here for work. Sure. We are not here to criticize. We are not here to fight. We are here to work in the interest of our poor people. Sure. If you walk into the community, you will see people in their homes, some of them haven't eaten for some days. Some of them at home, they can't afford to go to hospital. In order for you to be a good member of the proposed People Action Party, so you must be a good neighbor to that person. That's the intent of the proposed People Action Party. So your neighbor can't be around, they haven't eaten all day, but then you say, let's pray for you. No, that's not prayer time. That's time for you to share some of your rest with them.
Yo, we tired praying now. We need action. Yo. Crazy. Prayer more than the citizen. Yo.
The Bible says faith without work is what? Death. So we're not here to talk plenty. Action. Where our people are struggling. Could you imagine some of you go to Waterside? Hey, you can say Waterside, and so propose PAP after the Saturday, the foreign Saturday. We are going to Waterside to make sure Waterside is clean.
We'd like to welcome all of you folks. You know, we have cried over the period of time for some changes in government. Sometimes we also cry when our delegation leave this country to attend other international conferences, a gathering from powerful nations with bigger economy. And because, you know, most often politics usually play a whole lot in what we want to get done. And you see, folks, we talk about the size of the delegation, and there are folks who also asked, what would they bring back in return? So these are key and genuine questions we expect people to ask, because they have seen it in time past and present. But to some extent, there are folks who currently in government who are trying to change the narrative and rewrite the history of just boarding a plane, going and having things done for yourselves, and you return and the Liberian people are promised heaven and earth, and we don't live, we don't stick to it. You know, it was a series of concern, mixed reaction of recent by the folks in Liberia, both in government, outside government, those who support and those who are against. They were all talking about these things. Why we carry this up? Because we condemn and criticize previous government for having huge delegation. And so, you know, there were a lot of folks, people waited to hear, and there were officials in government who, from Ministry of Information, other places on social media, the regular press conferences, defending and giving reasons why. But these people were there for serious issues, and they did not go on holiday. There were some, they did not go to play soccer. But there are a lot of things said. And the reasons why most often people ask some of these questions is because the society we're from, most often our folks are not educated to the procedure and how you, when you set up diplomatic time or seeking an assistance from partners, when you travel, there's a mindset back home that probably the government, when you hear the government of this country sign a loan or grant, 100 million, 50 million, there have been belief by some of our folks back home that when the delegation coming, give money or whatever, are placed on the plane or ship and brought directly to the country or transferred directly to the government account. So our folks, after a period of time, you hear them say, the government traveled. What did they bring back? What did they achieve? So you see, when we start to provide the kind of education, our folks will not keep the government under the kind of oppression. Because we saw when Liberia launched the bid for the non-permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council, we started to hear all sorts of things. Oh, we have people traveling, ambassadors and other officials of government, with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, to other countries, making Liberia case, talking to other African countries or other countries around the world to have that vote. And there was so much of the strongest conviction she and her team that they were making a better case for Liberia, and Liberia will certainly come over to it. You know, in politics in Liberia, sometimes we pray for the good, sometimes we pray for the bad. And so, fortunately for Liberia, we won the seat, which is not for a particular person, but for the country called Liberia. It was a process that started under the regime of former President George Weah. And today, the Barca-led government saw a prudent, with the able lieutenants around looking and said, well, we can make a case. How can we be a founding member of the United States up to this time, or other smaller nations that come from our model of getting independent, who have gone in those positions, have served, and we stay here waiting. It's time to regain our position. So we got it. Now, why are we saying some of these things? Some of these things are said because of a reason the president and his delegation went to Japan. We all know the noise that came back on the ground. The delegation too much wasteful, and we do not see anything coming out of it. We go to the places, and when we come back, we just see people, taxpayer money just being used. So we want to urge government, the people for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, our ambassadors, the Minister of Information, to start to provide the kind of education to our folks in this country and how the diplomatic relationship works. Because, come to think about it, folks, we have booted people out of offices in this country based on the lack of education, the lack of providing the right information. We have booted people out. So the United Party-led government, you have made a lot of troubles. And in your wisdom, you have made a lot of strife and have made some gains. and you intend not to slow down on it, but to keep knocking on doors that things happen, not just for your party, but for Liberians. Regardless of whether you're from opposition or you're in government, the first thing, you should be counted first as Liberian, because the roads that will be constructed will be plied by Liberians and foreign residents. Nobody going to ask you which party before buying those roads. The better healthcare would pay attention to all of us, Liberians and foreign nationals. The one education system is in a better shape. You will not be asked when you are seeking admission, where is your tribe, what is your tribe, and which political party you belong. You will be seeking a quality education that affords to make our country called Liberia better. And so, the delegation has counted some of the achievement, why they were there, some of the engagement with the Japanese government and other private institutions with interest in investing in Liberia, both in the private sector and the public sector, which is welcome, because we have had a whole lot of problem with the private sector, because the public sector is so challenged when it comes to investment. So most of the time, the financial strength in the private sector is not, because the cash will flow from the public sector to the private sector most often. And so when you don't see it like that, it's difficult. So you notice that most of the weight will always rest on central government when it comes to the issue of creating jobs, because there are a lot of things that are matched you must meet in order to receive some of these things. When you sign these things, the people need to be told these things. Simple. Some of the representatives today who you see got booted out. It's not that they were just sitting. It's not. It is because people that they were leading, people that they were representing, they were always looking at the bigger picture and the colorful one during campaign period, and make the people to believe that when you get there, meaning automatically things will happen, and they leave the cardinal functions. Most of the time, some will be real. Most of the time, some will just feed painting that next picture. It's good, other than giving the cardinal function to the people. Why I'm going to represent you? These are my jobs. These are my focus points. These are the core that value that I must uphold. I'm here to make laws. I'm here to represent. I'm here to have oversight. So when the people are not seeing you walking around, and they are not seeing you in the community, in the drainages, and they are not seeing you going to community meeting, they think you have abandoned the district. But you will have very few normally go to check on the lawmakers when it comes to the cabinet functions. So on the bigger scene, we hear the government has signed 150 million grant for loan with IMF, the African Development Bank. So when after 3-4 months, there are some who will say and assume that the money has come to the country and people have eaten it. And when you get to the electionary period, you will find you take out all of the time. You take out all of the time to defend, to clarify. And when care is not taken at the time, you are booted out. We have replaced government, representatives, senators, over a period of time. Not that they did not do well, but Those things were never said. Those things did not meet those standards of criteria set in implementing. At times, it's going to take some time. Some of these things will last over the period of 5 years. Sometimes 6, 7, 8, 10 years. Sometimes people are signing, understanding, agreement with other nations or other partners. Not for short term, for a long term period. At times they require people coming to do feasibility study to observe the climate, observe the sector that you might have few interest in, to see as to what application they could manage to put into place to apply. Because you notice that it will not work just as it's working in other countries. We have our own laws in this country, our constitution. And we in line with a lot of international organizations that we are part of. And we sign a lot of international treaties. So these are things you got to look at times. We have to look at all of these things. But who normally provide the kind of education to the people? You'll hear the people, government will run to make an announcement. We just found 500 million MCC. We go to this place. And in the minds of the people, those things just come in a twinkling of an eye. Sometimes they will not even know that you will have to put the final pieces together and identify your priorities and start to work on it. There are a whole lot of things that involved in these things. So the delegation is now reporting to us. And there are a lot of plans. If put into place, the government might not be able to implement all. If the government continue, the Unity Party government continue, they could complete a lot of them. But there are some projects, you see, that people commend this government for. And the past government as well, there are a couple of issues, there are some projects people commended. It's easy for completing some of those things. Reportedly, that were left behind. Some completed by the former President Ellen Johnson. The Unity Party at the time today, the Unity Party has come to and been able to, get into some of the projects that the CDC-led government could not complete because of the time, and the people saw that it was not prudent to have them retained. So the Unity Party is now there. So when you hear the government is continuity, these are all of the places that are involved. Today you see officials, ex-officials of the ruling party, former ruling party, are complaining. Some of the projects today that the government completed, they say, oh, we started it, we negotiated this, we did that. And you will stay here the same thing tomorrow. You will stay here the same thing tomorrow if the Unity Party is other government. So until we start to provide this kind of education. So according to what the delegation now is saying, this is welcoming. But people have always said, managing expectation of Liberian people, because you see poverty is so high, the people cannot wait to be out of poverty. So every time good things are said, they run for it. They want to see it happen in a twinkling of eyes. They don't want to wait. So the Tokyo International Conference on Africa Development, what we've been told now, there were some major commitments from Japan worth billion in private sector investment. They talk about sea defense, they talk about the sea or defense support. We've all been talking about these things. We complain about the issue of drugs. Sometimes we're asking where all of this is coming from. There are reports. People are alleging that some fishing boat, fishermen at times go in the middle of the night to collect these things and bring it on the ship because we don't have the logistics, we don't have the kind of equipment to talk about sea erosion and all of these things. How we protect our territorial water that people do not incur illegally and start to fishing. Because we have a lot of things marine like to protect and all of these things. That we say, every time the delegation that will go to represent Liberia should have a purpose, should have a target. If we are taking 10-15%, these are some of the things you want to hear and see back. That these people did not go for pedantry. So if you were with you from the tourism sector, you know it's one of the biggest sector in most of the countries around the world. There are countries with limited resources, but the tourism is the serious defendable backing for the economy and create a lot of jobs. So we will have serious people who will be innovative and engaging the necessary people, not just going to just talk about these things. Because we have a lot of beaches and other national resorts or historical sites that are just there, we're losing it, and we need to be benefiting. And other people are adding value to the beaches. You come to think about some African countries, landlocked country, but yet the economy far bigger than ours. That got all of the resources, almost all, and have our our sea, our ocean, river, and all of these things. We are, what is happening? Are we having the right people? Are we sitting with the right people on the table to discuss some of these things? Are we reading on other countries? When we travel, do we study on them? Yeah. So if you talk about some landlocked country, in no way they have kept them back. You look at Ethiopia. You look at Zimbabwe. There are a whole lot of other countries. Zambia. But go and see these countries' development. So they are landlocked, so they will invest hugely with the limited resources they got in infrastructure. We wonder. So you come to think about the kind of approach. You know what we got in this country. See our forests. And we have to keep and invest hugely in infrastructure. It brings back millions, if possible billions of dollars over the years. So what they do, send a country, like landlocked country, they make sure that they attract, major international and investment company for a better initiative and growth in the country. So now, okay folks, so while you are also following on this morning, as usual, you want to win for yourself $4,000. We hope to get some cash up today. It's always good. The Cool Catch Radio Entertainment giveaway is available again this morning. You just need to dial. Make sure you have the money in your NTL mobile account. Dial *799 *11#. You go there, $100 Liberian, or you just play 70 cents US. Simple as that. You want to play 2 times, you just put it 2. You want to play 3 times, 4 times, you put it there. The chances are there for you to win. The better, the more you play. It's not you play one, you wait. Just continue to play, or you use the short code dial *799#. The option will let it go and play right there. $100 Liberian or 70 cents US, and you will thank us later. But welcome this morning. So to continue, the delegations now were able to place key issues on the table for Liberia. What this government will achieve it, or the next government will achieve it, is about getting it across the line and making sure that we can have Liberians in the know that tomorrow they can ask some questions. That we do not reach at the middle of Saturday when a particular government leaves and we see some of these things. But we have seen these things, we've heard these things for a long period of time, even before the war in Liberia. The Samuel-led government were engaged into other biological development time to other countries. But after the Civil War, some of these people, we did not renew our diplomatic relationship with them. Some of us, we did not visit while we were friends because we got caught up because of the Civil War. What are some of those things that we are able to achieve? What are some of those things we agreed upon? What's in the diplomatic relationship? What's the package? What's the understanding? How are we to exchange what for what and all of these things? Once we start to have leaders who will come and not just sit or be innovative and hit the ground running and looking at some of these things, trust me, we will be developed so fast. So they talk about sea defense support, new funding for agriculture, health, education, in what the official have said is a breakthrough for President Bouakai development agenda. The president has spoken about, and his team, their arrest agenda is to focus to build Liberia, educate people, and all of these things, healthcare, fighting corruption, and all of these things. So you gradually getting a partner. So Japan now has pledged to expand cooperation with Liberia on coastal protection. Because you see some of our cities, some of our places, the sea erosion also eating, it's coming. You find somebody who went to Grand Basso country and will tell you, yes, back growing up in Bikana, places that they could go as far as staying on routes, today they can no longer see it because the ocean, the sea will come and hit. You find people getting the straw, people trying to relocate, they're just eating up part of the land. So we need a kind of a protection. You go westward, Lugu Town people who were born and raised there for a long period of time, they will give you history how, because we don't have that capacity over the years. So at the end of the day, we cannot see the sites of those places that we saw while growing up because we don't have the proper defense system. What mechanism that we will put into play, because sometimes some of the things that we put in there, say, oh yeah, we want to block it, put in hard cement bricks and all of these things. At times the water hit it, we don't know what chemical other countries are using that we need to sit with. So when the delegation go to these places and sit with these people and bring back this kind of information to us, we see it as something that we all can breathe and also continue to remind government. So they talk about Tokyo expertise in advanced sea defense system, waste management, environmental protection. Yeah. There's a whole lot. Because if you look around, see in the height of the city, across Liberia, just look at the city PNG, Sinka, Monrovia, all parts. Cities are challenged when it comes to waste. And we said we're watching other countries are also benefiting from the waste. Renewable energy. Some of the waste are transformed into something else that can be used. So other countries are seeing it. We see it as waste, but they see it as something that creates jobs. They see it as something that they can transform into something else that can help the economy and people get jobs to find food put on the table. So some of these things are there. Now, they're talking about a feasibility study for a mooring highway linking Monrovia to Robertson International Airport. Upgrade the Freeport of Monrovia and a pathway for Liberia set up to join Japan Innovation Network. Agro-business, clean energy. Liberia also will tap into Japan's 5.5 billion enhanced private sector assistance for Africa and a 1.5 billion impact investment fund. See? So the people got billions of dollars to invest in Africa or in other countries. And we must put ourselves in a position that these things, that they can factor us in the plan and do all of the right things. Because we still need some in-house cleaning. There's no if about it. We need a stable governance system. We need that political way to fight corruption. Because these people will be watching, because who account? But this money are brought for investment. Somebody misappropriate. Somebody divert into the personal use. So you see, this is the case. It has happened with a lot of government. So sometimes you see we don't achieve these things. We are flourishing, we have heard of millions of dollars. Oh yeah. In the next 3-4 years, IMF, World Bank, the European Union, you know, the Swiss Bank, you hear all the names about what sort of development or investment they'll be willing to come for Liberia. And when we turn after some years, some of these things will not even materialize. Because our partners are getting reports on us. Sometimes some of these things, at times, bad debts. Bad debts. There are countries in Africa right now being restricted going to the IMF. The likes of Senegal, their debt so high. You know, and as for other countries, African countries, you will look at the long term, and at the end of the day, sometimes the loan or you go to get, you're delayed in payment, you want to go for an extension, you want more, and no, you are restricted. And you see you become a problem for your people back home. Why? What's happening? So other countries, some African countries, very strategic. As they're taking a loan, they invest in infrastructure. That the economy will expand. And they can easily pay back and even take more. So when we don't reach some of these benchmarks, you will hear that the people will believe that the money came and the people didn't. Sometimes some of the money does not even reach the shore like that. So now until that government says leave power. Because it's not one day thing. It's not 3-day thing. And you know, in our country here, most likely we have a tendency when you take over sometimes to a ministry or agency, except for few, and it gradually trying to change. Our ministers, most of them, the superintendent, mayor, director, will hit the ground running with their own plan. Sometimes, at times, they don't even see whether they met anything on the book. You know, what sort of agreement this ministry have with the other agency, or what sort of agreement these people, how far did it go, what was the investment, what was the part the government of Liberia or that ministry is supposed to play to have it completed, and all of these things. At times, people walk away with the kind of a key and essential document. And at times, taxpayer money are used in the process to advance some of these things. So when we wish at the middle, because the government is all power. Now the government is out of power, so all we need we do, we just leave it like that and start a new chapter. But there are folks who want to come and continue. There are folks who want to come and continue. That, you have spent part of the money already. So why not you continue to complete it? That take more burden on the next government and they start a new project, and we start to move. So they're talking about a pilot project, introducing climate reliance rights in Lofa and Bond County with mechanized farming and all other things with technologies into these things. The initiative is designed to cut Liberia dependence on imported staple and reduce post-harvest losses. Yes. We talk about the issue of Liberia's stable food rights, but yet, same after the Civil War in our country, before then we used to call Lofa County the bread basket. Liberian people who see themselves, in agriculture, producing huge quantity of food that could feed this country while we're still importing other things, but yet we were not heavily dependent on imported rights and other things. And now the delegation were able to make the case for Liberia again. Now look, the losses too much to our farmers. Some of them who are there doing their live farming, they will sell some and eat, a little bit of commercial farming, mechanized farming, all of these things. But most of the folks right now would see it's something that we call, just to sustain ourselves. Then there are a lot of other things. You see, most especially they talk about the coastal defense system that we will be at least our sea defense system as well. Support to our security sector, all of these things. They're talking about investing in infrastructure. We listen to the ambassador on tourism sometimes back talking about, because tourism can do a whole lot. So you see some of the countries around or other parts, they invest, like Rwanda. Rwanda also invests hugely in infrastructure and tourism. So they're making millions of dollars. They don't say, oh no, we let our country or because we wouldn't go. But let's see the little resources we got. Uganda say, okay, the small, they invest in infrastructure, they invest in agriculture, and the little export of oil. But you see the country, Ethiopia, see Addis Ababa, and other cities. Go and see what they have in there. But these countries are going. And we need to start copying for so many countries. Because the time is spinning. It's not going to wait for us. So we hope that with all of what the Liberian government said, they submitted a 72 million project proposal for infrastructure, health, education, and agriculture. So it is now on the Japanese government review to ensure and follow through.
You can't be complaining. We have to go to red line. We have to fix it. You see people begging on the street. If you look at the number of children and adults begging on the street today, they are increasing.
Hospital, medical equipment, grants, expanded access to vaccine under the Japan 550 million pledge to GILA, the Global Vaccine Alliance on security. Tokyo promised to support to maritime capacity building, anti-illegal fishing efforts, like we were talking. Look, when you see on a daily basis, or if we were doing a projection or we're doing a full investigation through international partners who will help us with technology, all these things, you get to know how much we are losing annually from illegal fishing. We don't have the capacity to protect our waters. fishing boats. And some of what we got in our waters is difficult to find at other places. So at the end of the day, there will be time the care is not taken and we don't put these kind of things as major priority to our partners. We will be heavily looking up to people again. Already we say, usually depending on that for the frozen food to be brought to our country. But when we start to see all of these things, so now they're looking at it, that's why we present it. So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I said, is Benin government currently reviewing to ensure follow through. So the ministry has also announced the creation of a TISA non-implementation desk that will publish quarterly updates to track progress. This is what we want. We spoke about these things for a long period of time. Now we see, because like I was saying earlier, that's how you provide the edit. Let's know how far we are now with the equipment for referral hospital. After a period of time, the government comes to fund it. So when the opposition people ready to tell you that the government, you have not done anything, you show them the update. When even people within your government who feel that you are reneging and on a slow pace of development of the healthcare system, education system, infrastructure, you tell them the update. That we don't keep this information hidden. And too long, we have had these things. And the peace building initiative, because we're talking about peace, 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 peace. So the government submitted a 72 million project proposal for infrastructure, health, education, agriculture. So the foreign minister praised the president, crediting his strategic direction for positioning Liberia as a strong partner in global stage. On the global stage, yes. So she said the outcomes reflect Liberia's renewed international image and the government dedication to building partnership that directly impact citizen lives. These are what we want to hear, and we want to see it follow with action. Thank that the ministry said with a team that they have set up a desk at the foreign ministry that will quarterly inform, or that will publish quarterly updates to track the progress made. We need proposal that we put before the people, so that maybe somebody want to know what's the progress so far now when it comes to education. Okay, we're going to 5%, 10%. Oh yeah, the delegation is better in the country to do the own assessment. Oh yeah, we are starting. What are those referral hospital, those medical supply that you spoke about, that you agree with? Why is it not in the country? Oh no, it will be in the country in the next 2 months. What's about the issue of vaccine? Because the Japanese government got 555 million pledged to give out one major organization, vaccine organization, to a global vaccine alliance. To look at these things, and we be asking, because every time there's an outbreak, we ask the international partners to please come help us. Please come and help us. And all of these things. So we hope that this one, because the folks cry too much, and we are told that there will be a wide range of education drive, new scholarship through the African Business Education Initiative and the Africa Youth Program for 2025 will expand opportunities for Liberian students, while Liberians' inclusion in Japan Women, Peace and Security Framework is expected to boost female entrepreneurship and leadership. Then we come back on the or that we will need people who have the country out. Let this not be seen as a means of the chopping spot for people. They be seen as something that we can look back on Even if we will not put all into the project, let's put 80-90%. Yes. Let's try to do these things. And do not just look at these things. Ambassador, welcome.
Yeah, Ambassador, Mr. Welcome to our folks joining us. These are all important issues, you know. A matter of fact, time past and current, it has always been the pop and pageantry, the big news about
breaking the news.
Yeah,
at the end
issues.
of the day, you know.
At the end of the day, you don't see actuality. So we hope that this time around, it will be a new trend. Not just, we know all of the trends, there have always been news coming from there. Even you've checked 5, 10, 15 decades in government histories, there have always been news coming from travels. But the implementation of those news and the actuality of those news are what the people are interested in and with. So it's important, while we hear good news this time around, we expected that, but we hope that those news can be transcribed into reality, not just the past or just always, or then something happening, but let those issues be in physical, that people can see, that the people who are expected to benefit can feel and see really the purpose of which those occasions was organized and the purpose of which our leaders were there, they were actualized, and were important that our leaders were there. So I want to say thanks to the team again, but we want to see tangibles. Like you said, when criticisms are coming from other political institutions, you'll be having something to point to and say, yes, we said this, and this is what we did, and we said this, we went there, and we came back to you, we told you that this will happen, and actually it happened. You mentioned something earlier on. The political will, leaders that are into positions, the will to actualize things. Liberia have never been short of good news. Liberia have never been short of attending programs, whether it's in the West African region, it's in the African continent, or the continent of the world. This country have never been short of sending people and good news coming.
Yeah, we have always made our case.
Always we have made our case on the outside world when we attend these very important occasions. But at the end of the day, when these news are brought on the soil, do the people see the reality? Liberians are expected to benefit. Do they benefit? Those are several questions asked on. So it's a serious call, and we're hearing good news again, and like they are given assurance that this time around things going to work out.
And one of the things that got people looking, and we will keep their feet to the fire, always, because you said they did not just go there. Before going, the president and his team, they cite and earmark projects.
Sure.
They talked with them. They submitted a 72 million project proposal for infrastructure, health, education, and agriculture. So they did not go there, start scratching their head. According to us, the president was far-sighted. Before getting there, the team and all the technical people, they talked together and knew exactly why they were going there. So when they got there now, they have the LIBERIA, and they said it's under review by the Japanese government and other partners to ensure follow-up through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So the Ministry now have announced implementation decks that will publish quarterly updates to track progress made. So when we're asking, what's the progress on mentioning health? What's the progress with infrastructure? I thought they will be seeing all the period of time, when we start to copy these things from other countries and not just visiting and coming back, you see, you make yourself accountable to the people. You take even the weight off you. The people don't go to sleep worrying that when you go, you come out, you will not report anything to them. Because when you fall short, they will remind you, because they know it is not a policy to make sure that you have the people informed. But most of the time, that's the reason why government, in time past and present, have always been booted out. Because sometimes there are steps, there are benchmark to meet. You get the some 50 million. The next thing when the government gone, or they say the 50 million, all of those things that they're supposed to meet in receiving a 50 million grant from whatever partner, and they don't read, you will get somebody concluding that they put money in, put the money.
And like the minister said, the earmark or had a proposal of what they want, they have in mind. We asking for money. We want help, but this is what we want. So help us in the direction.
Let me tell you something now. These are why other African countries are now fast developing, some of them, because when they go to the partners, they take things within there. They don't go there scratching their head. They are not allowing partners to impose on them what you think that why I won't give you. But I'm saying I need this. So you could be telling me, okay, you need this, what do you have?
Yeah.
So if we do not, because we saw some of the projects, you saw during the crisis in our country, some of the projects that NGO, local, international NGO implemented, or some of the structures that were constructed today, almost like useless for the current day reality.
Yeah, sure. Sure. We saw supported projects from institutions across the world of Liberia. They were of no essence.
Sure.
No use. Because we never catalog our priorities well.
We felt that we came from war, so anything people threw at us, we took it.
Okay, our money will do something.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? We'll do something. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And it's good that we be proposal oriented, so that those that are helping us will see the worth of their money. The help they gave us, they will see. Even if they didn't come to the country after several years, they say, oh, they
look at things. Probably these are some of the things that kept us behind.
Sure.
To where we are today when it comes to our infrastructure.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just go, but we see other countries. We all go to the same summit, but when we leave, we hear that the other person are able to secure this amount of money for this project.
Sure.
Then we sitting there, sometimes we wait to hear the poor guy talking, we're gonna build one of the 3 mile, 4 mile roads. You saw during even to the extent, and it started to have a problem even in our local government system, especially in our politics. You could see somebody who wants to be representative or senator. He goes to the community at times. He don't even have consultation report. Let's say he bring one pit latrine, he put it in the middle of the community. Yeah. But in community debate, some of these things are there, no longer used.
Unless too long in the distant future, the pit latrine becomes the center point of the town. Everybody surrounded.
But you see our environment.
And nobody want to go there again.
The next thing you see the people building a house and having the bathroom indoor. That pit latrine will just sit, be over there. The next thing we see our young brothers who we can call all sorts of names, see it as shelter. People start dumping that. So we got too many abandoned things that were imposed on us. So it's time to make us say too now. Let's go to these places with a focus and joint mind to get these things done. When we start seeing these things from our government, because you say the president is fighting now to regain Liberia recognition on the world stage, because we see a lot of Liberian ambassador official of government, day and night they all fly, they're making Liberia kids. Yeah, the oldest country, we can just be saying that. We go to the program, we just go start taking pictures. We must have our proposal on our arms. When they ask us what you need. For too long we sat and development were imposed on, or somebody development are imposed on, or currently not, it has all late in usefulness.
Sure.
So we just got some of these things, almost like obstacle. When you don't break it down to put out everything, you go to rural parts of our country, some of the area there, some of the structure that NGO built, some school, community clinic, some of them far better than some of the ones you will find even around here. But these things are abandoned. What was the plan? Exit strategy put into place when these people build this thing, when they leave, how do we maintain continuity?
True.
So we leave these things. At the end of the day, sometimes we see some of the projects and like we're saying, so even all of the opposition, these are something that you keep. You take it today and keep it. Because the possibility exists that some of you who are seeking the government system of our country, seeking the presidency, who knows? The people in 2029 might just see you as the best candidate possible to move Liberia forward and can have you elected. These are something, if the government cannot complete over the period of time, you look at some of these things and start to talk to the Japanese government. Yes, the previous government that we succeeded had these things, they submitted these things, how far we are, they implemented this, or this is where they start. Where can we go? Where can we continue from?
And you won't come and start a struggle.
No.
But you start to build on the past activities. Ones that were wrong, you correct them. Ones that were correct, you follow them through. It's important. Let's begin to learn. Let's begin to. We get caught on making the same mistake over and over and again.
These are, you see, these are ideas that are we seeing and hearing from officials of government, that you see modernization in it. You see present day reality in it.
Mm-hmm.
You see that they are getting up there. They're covering positive models of other people who are achieving these things now. But at times, some of the allegations on corruption on our people in government or on a particular government, some of these things at times are not true. Though we know there are a lot of people who reportedly being corrupt or being corrupt in government, yeah, but sometimes the way government handle things, the more involved into pronouncement.
Mm-hmm.
They see it as something we took it all the view of time, almost like an achievement when we're pronouncing these things, when we're announcing things to the public. That we stay in the political mood, we say campaigning.
Yeah.
That you want to say we secure 100 million. At a day, when the 100 million you don't meet all of what you should meet for the 100 million to come, the poor woman who sells in the market, the young man who is not as equipped to understand who rides a motorbike or commercial vehicle or walking in the community will tell you they borrow the money.
Yeah. And politicians run across the country with it. You say, oh, they are politicized this thing, but you made it.
Yeah.
You made it look as such. So it's important that these things be a reality. Informing the public is very important, and those are issues that government have fallen short of. So, remember 1 year what is going on?
But you listen to the
You also want to see.
You listen to the former vice president. Quite recently, when she was interviewed on one of our local stations on a talk show, she admitted, she said that was one of the problems with the government in terms of communication.
Mm-hmm.
She said that there are some things that we did, but we did not tell the public. We did not reach it out to them. And you know the society, until you can change gradually. When you know that very politics. When it reaches the point for you to come and explain because you want to vote again, they put there, oh, but you done else no intel. That I mean, oh, you know. So you have come to rescue the people. You must have them informed.
True.
Yeah. So we are hoping that the criticism that you receive for going to Tokyo with a huge delegation, now you have given reason why you went. You are telling us what you presented the case for Liberia. You did not go there representing a party, but you went to represent the people of Liberia. You think that it deserves better. So you are back home. And we want to be looking at these things. And we hope that civil society groupings, political grouping, all of youth grouping can start to track these things.
Mm-hmm.
And then look at the period. You know, why we took so long to reach that level.
Yeah.
Why?
On a serious note, we have continued in the
They
past.
said that we have people in position to get there because of the paycheck, and because just imagine when we embark on the journey to have a non-permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council.
Mm-hmm.
It was so politicized. What fighting for such? What going to benefit from it? No, and you could hear the misreaction of youth. That like, bro, will I get it? That bro, will I get that seat? And the minister and her team, they embark on tours around the world, meeting other people to help vote for Liberia. Bro, this is it. And she said she came to realize, she and her team, that how can we be a founding member of the United Nations and other African countries who just joined and other things have served in that non-permanent role. So it was embarrassing. What is our history? It said that we, said we joined or we had Angie Brooks as the president of the United Nations General Assembly. That was just it. How do we climb the ladder again? How to stamp our presence on the world stage and look good back?
We need to wake up. We have stayed long in the path of doing the wrong thing, and always our leaders have shown that they know the right thing. So it's important, because Ambassador, realistically, like you mentioned earlier on, the points coming from the foreign minister, these are all very serious points, and we ourselves need to make sure that these things be a reality to the people of this country. We can't go on the days people help us, they just go in waste. We go out there, we plead the case of the people of this country, and the people stretch their hands, but after 6 years, we no longer see those things living again. We want to point to specific projects for institutions that will be meaningful. Sometimes it doesn't even reach a percentage of which they took it for. We got others will fall in the hands of greedy leaders. But let us change the narrative this time around. Let us change the narrative. I'm going to reiterate this. It's important. These are all great news. Especially Liberia hearing agriculture advancement project, pilot projects coming up to see the feasibility of it. It's important.
And one of the things again in language, I see that if we start to do these things, I think we will get them much quicker than we expect. Like, take for instance, you saw some months ago in Grand Bassa County when the government launched a developmental agenda project. We're talking about the one of cost in the tune of 8.5 million in the next, or 5.8 million in the next 5 or 10 years. So when you're talking about that infrastructure, you talk about health, you talk about road, and you present a $72 million project that includes the infrastructure, health, education, roads, technology, all of these things, it makes it much easier. So if the man tells you, yeah, what you got?
Yeah.
Because most of the time we have gone empty-handed. We don't have anything to cover. The whole world everywhere, you want people to start from scratch to finish. They should come and do the study. They should pay your people. Then their people start to see the same thing that, you know, from start to finish, we find it so difficult. But if we get involved and say, look, this is what we have. We want to invest in our referral hospital with medical supply equipment. And so how much? They say, well, for us, the government can afford 10 million, but we need you to amend our strength or whatever. This is our contribution. So we can have our experts, our people on the team.
Sure.
And getting the quality. Because sometimes because we ask some of the things that they give, we can reject it. But if we got money to add on, collecting the taxes, revenue and other things from other folks, yeah, and say, yeah, this is what we have reserved for infrastructure. So when we go to any other partner and discussing infrastructure, we know we can kickstart, as the president said, the fight on the issue of drugs. He said, before we call international partners, we will start the fight ourselves. You know, if for too long we have started and waited for people to come kickstart projects for us.
Sure. Obviously, you remember the enhancement of the private sector advancement for Africa?
Yeah.
That's about 5.5 billion. And the Japanese government 1.5 billion impact investment fund. Those will reduce the Japanese investors in Liberia energy, the risks in the energy and agricultural market. So it's important. They need to be protected.
But you talk about, you see, they talk about waste management, environmental protection. Because you still see that all over the place. But people are making huge benefit and revenue for these things, for the waste that we just call it waste, but other people, they you know, renewable energy, there are a lot of other things they are recycling and turning it around. And the way they separate these things. So we'll start educating our people that when you talk about waste, it's not just, oh yeah, put it out and we feed that. We absolutely got nothing to do and we can't gain anything out of it.
Yeah, and the issue about Liberia sea defense, is a serious problem. The Japanese government has expressed its interest in partnering with Liberia, the Liberia Coastal and Sea Defense Initiative.
But if our country will start going to these places and be carrying the kind of thing, then yes, let's get there. And we hope that others who will be following.
Yeah.
If the government have left, whoever comes in, this is a good step to continue with. This thing is not politics.
Yo.
They think it even help some of you. Right now, some of you can copy this thing and keep it. And
so that tomorrow when you don't have it, you start to ask.
Or even if you get the chance to come there, you could use the same method to start to achieve. And don't have to throw it away. And also, you take your time to properly investigate.
Yeah.
To know the proposals that were presented.
Yeah.
To the government at the time. Let's get to know how many of them kick-started, how many of them yet to, or how many of them were completed before the government left.
Sure, you're talking about food, Liberia stable food rice. They have already accepted to participate in a parallel cooperation with Liberia.
Lofa County. And also helping to cut down the losses from the farmers, those who are just doing the commercial farming.
Those are important issues that you will see extending from just the two counties. Bong and Lofa, this trial it worked. We can carry that model across the country. We say each county will carry on this based upon the available land at certain position.
Yeah,
that the fertile accepted.
We divide our country into region.
Yeah.
And we finish doing a study, we know that this region
it can work
rich to produce this amount in the agricultural sector. Maybe you go to the other side and say this region, we think that the region can produce this amount of product to the market. But if possible, we can export some of these things.
Yeah, and the advancement of technology with technological ideas and the post-harvest process of Liberia will be important, so that we see not just going to the farm, broadcast the rice, scratch or hoe, cut and put in a mother beat in the pot. No. It'll be way more advanced than that. That once it's been set up and it's successful, we will see ourselves exporting. We see ourselves even extending hands to feed other countries. These are all great initiatives. It is important that we start this thing. You talk about training Liberia. A lot of young people are still withering, whether you're from colleges or vocational tertiary educations. You still see a very serious growing need. So the training of Liberians will be very much important. Imagine you having Liberians benefiting from about 300,000 Africans into AR, biotechnology, green energy fuel over the next 3 years will be a very good thing, and those Liberians that will benefit will come home. And for instance, it's at least 500 Liberian youth and professionals will benefit from the Japan plane and the skill in this area. So if you see 500 persons benefiting, coming back to the country in a very unique and organized way, you see they're contributing to that country, and it becomes very important. It's important. You see Liberians go on scholarships.
Yeah, 1 year again at the LACC or the GSU conducted order that one Liberian student did not leave from here again. It should be like 10,000.
Once you reality,
yeah.
Yeah, and one of the issues, this access to vaccine, this issue of since the COVID era, we are not doing any study to see the kind of effect COVID brought to Liberia. It was only during that time when COVID was around, and after we announced COVID being out, and the word at a certain level, the word said COVID, they were free from COVID. The effect of that, what effect it brought on to the populace. So now hearing that Liberia will share in this 550 million contribution to the Gavi that will support vaccine availability to strengthen the health resilience is important, especially in the post and COVID era. Is important because we don't know what some of the things that people are facing today. It was because COVID came. We don't know. So it's important that this is happening. Now we face the monkeypox, the mpox. There's been a special message from the Ministry of Health, the National Public Health Institute. It's important, and that nobody should doubt that this thing is not real. We should put all of the preventive measures upon. It's important. Look, this particular Tika, there are a lot of great news. And hearing that Liberia was held as one of the very important key inside the entire Tika process with packages is good to hear. And we hope that these things, we know that there'll be challenges. We know that. We know there'll be challenges. So you're who are in a habit of, when you put you into projects, when you put you in a certain position, all you do is that steal money, corrupt the system, lack accountability. Just beware, be warned that go on those days, because Liberians want to see things happen for the people. And those people won't help us, that they have money, taxpayers' money. But they see the need, they say, let's help countries in Africa. And Liberia is among those countries. So when you are put into a position and say, you will serve here for the good of your people, please, hey, do it to the best of your ability. Because you will just be writing the history in our book that, since the Tika, when these things started to unfold in Liberia, these were Liberians that were a part, and they made it successful. Since then, Liberia has changed. Liberia has gravitated to another level. It will be a very, very, very important process. So it's important now that you start to put yourself together. If you'll be among those, I may be under appointment or selection, whether from board or whatsoever, to the head institutions to make this happen, please put on your best behavior. Please put on your best behavior, because Liberia have lost a lot, to the extent not just resources, our integrity. You hear people say, oh, go there, okay, I have 50 million again. Also, after 2-3 years, what will happen? Because it happened in the past. So it's now time that Liberians become sincere to themselves that these projects are going on. We should not follow the old path where we put school where there's no population of students. We put a hand pump where nobody want to go there. They put still go back to the creeks, where we put pit latrines, we put vocational education, we put school that it have no essence. Let us begin to have a change in these processes. Let us begin to help this nation. Why others are helping us? Let us help ourselves. It's important. On a serious note, there are a lot of good news coming from Tika. I want to say thanks to the team there, Ambassador. That is the Foreign Minister, Sarah Bessley and T. Thanks to the team, all the ambassadors, all of the delegates, all of those that were a part. We want to say is welcome.
And you know, when you see a lot of when you see people criticizing you or fighting you when you are appointed in position, it's always good you get there and show to them that you were fighting on a political front, but you were not fighting on national issues to deliver. But we are now seeing that the minister trying to erase and disabuse the minds of those who thought that, you know, they were not the kind of people to stir the affairs of the foreign ministry. Though all yet not done, but we hope that they can keep on the direct trajectory, that whoever comes after the team to have left will stay, have a smooth sitting, will see something to start on, will see something to hit the ground running, and things will get better. So folks, whatever you are this morning, this is how I would like to welcome you. So you listen to what the team has presented. So folks, Liberians, this is where we are. And while you are forming, you will have the chance to win for yourself 4,000. All you need to do is to play the Cool Cash Radio Entertainment Giveaway, $100 Liberian. Just go and dial star 799 star 11 hash. You get there. Your Lone Star MP mobile account, you have something in it. So you play $100 Liberian or 70 cents US, or you can play. You use the shortcut back dial star 799 hash. The option 11 go there. You want to play 2 times? You just put in 2. You want to play 3 times? You put in 3. 4 times? You put in 4. Even if you play 5 times and you want 4,000, that's 3,500 profit. That's a lump of money for it. And then, so don't make it lazy because we want to see whether we can call somebody. So keep playing. Your chances are there to win once you play more. And so keep it up. this morning. It's time we go to our full line this morning to talk to our callers on the line. Join us from wherever you are. We say welcome to this edition of the morning ride. So let's hear you on 0775 919 919 080 919 919. We have to be responsible people. Government, we leave with pens and come back with something to talk about. So it's always a good thing for us to start some of these things like this. Let me talk to this caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Weekie bros and that.
Good morning.
Thank you. My name is just small for me from the north of this island. I'm going to go for a party. Weekie, let me say thank you for taking your own time to explain some of the international engagements and how this thing works. Information is our right. It's not written on our constitutions at the beginning of the life, and that is the constitution. We need to be informed about the duties of work of the government in all sectors. That's what the law says. You know the way people explain what people make it. That's how people get different views. That you have taken your own time explaining that these meetings. I know that when the meeting, the teacher meeting with the debate, they did not say that welcome, the person coming with the 2 million. No, come and make the case. Come and make the case. Come and make yourself. Come and be part of it. What will follow? Next, go and take them. This. All of the 5 billion. That will be the one of Africa. What can you do? Then you defend. These are happening. Like for example, if you take a point in that Europe, with other things that's not part of coming. Also, when you take that 2 trillion, 2 billion, they come for the meeting. They will say, hey, the 2 billion. The businessmen want to invest. They look at the investment. How well we protect that? They pass it. They look at the process. But in this country, information is one of the greatest talented we have. So we say thank you. We all can explain this thing today and follow up and break it down for us. You will be getting directions to come with them. But for someone I know, they public news, we know you're not going to break through credit. You make your case and no agreement on time. It should be followed by the government. So we say thank you guys for such a good presentation this morning.
Thank you.
This happened with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Josiah. Thank you. We strive always to make sure that we have to provide the necessary education to our folks who want the need. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Civil Lands Pastor Paul Peter McCauley and I join my district now in Montserrat County. Sometimes I laugh at LIBERIA and other people who come on the radio to give public information concerning how government proceed or engage, especially the foreign ministry who is so proprietor of on some recommendation of the country government. But Weekie, let me be frank with you. Are disappointed in you? Are disappointed in colors? Because it means that you don't go call your intellectual or whatever information, but you bring information today that even the dear person, where from are you? You know that the government don't have no good image outside there, that they use the taxpayer money, leave the country, and carry 40,000, 40 people, 40 days of people and all of the country. When you know the schools, the government school in the country, there is no stationary into that. But when they go, they will come back with him shrinking, and the foreign administrator will say that, yeah, they want to go to bilateral. Every bilateral way, some of you are
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. You say you come to the disco. I don't know whether you saw the property. I'll allow you to talk because I knew I wanted you to.
Allow me to talk.
No. Give me a chance now. I'll give me a chance.
I was missing.
Give me a chance because when you spill out something, it's always good that you make clarity. So maybe you can tell the public exactly the image that the government don't have. So some of the bad image that the government don't have. Because you say I know, say I don't know. Just inform the public about the bad image so people can know exactly.
Okay, thank you. The government, as people proclaim for them to be best people that have a good image outside there for one. Our country have the resources, but our leaders are eating it. For example, the people told that President Buaka when he traveling, he will carry 2 persons because those days the former president will carry 1 sheriff squad. But we did.
So what that has, you see, what that has to do with the image now? The size of the delegation and the image. We're asking you, you keep me level allegation on us and the color. Listening, and I don't know.
You say even the dead man.
The dead man. How can dead man answer? You see, this is it. And some of you young people, you claim to be intellectuals. When you come to the disco, you point to specifics and say, yes, this is, let's go to point to countries. That Liberia, our image is so terrible that we went there. People are not willing to do business with us. We went there. That people get record on us. People dupe us. But
although delegation I went, some of them were seeing why the program on, they were doing something different, and not in the program, we never saw them, and someone pointed to something.
Yeah, they were caught doing something far in shady deal with people who are not reputable in their country. But
because even for the Tika, we saw delegation that left for them. More than 15 of them that went to the expo.
To the expo.
We listened to speeches from them. They were part of the programs. There were a lot of display from Liberians who went there to grace the occasion.
And that's
so point to specific and say they weren't happy. They weren't. So let people know now.
And that's why we took our time to explain, because from time past to present, we have not been able to provide the level of education to the people. Most of the time when the delegation leave, the folks back home who are not fully educated and informed believe that government go waste money, or they go when they get money to bring it and they carry the share among themselves. So until government can start to provide the necessary education and inform the people will not be into haste and yes, say, oh, the government went to the other country, the Chinese government pledged 10 billion to Africa. Well, like bro, they can't tell in the other world. You think the project the money, they put the money in the plane and say, can't carry the money? I mean, so
well, like Pastor, you heard back in the days, one of the officials said, when they go outside to plead the case of Liberia, when they come back, there can be different things with monies.
Yeah.
Or proceed from the trip. You see. So now we're going to match whether this is what it is, because we need to change the narrative.
Maybe because now to know whether that's the reason why, again, all order to try to change it, that's the reason why before the delegation left, they had a clear, that they had a clear picture to present exactly what they went there for. What of these things were happening before or were not happening now? Is it something new? We should be asking some of the questions. Now we talk about they have a desk now that we can all go seek information, that they will be quarterly publishing all of these things, how far we are with the issue of the 72 million proposal that we left to China. Japan should review it. Yeah. We were here today. Somebody said cabinet review was meant for fun. So it meaning that taxpayer money go and waste. So we're asking the question as to whether when President Buhari called cabinet meeting, that's a normal protocol to go and waste. People say, oh, when the former president travel, he goes there, he will come back, he can't come out with anything, he carry delegation, huge delegation. Now, this delegation left, Liberians are concerned because they also be concerned that this is something that you criticized yesterday, and when they saw you doing it, they want to know. But now they have come back and have presented to us. So it is upon the citizen opposition to have the feet to the fire. Give us a timeline. Tell us when this thing will start. What are we to do? Simple things that will leave it. Don't put politics in everything that, there are people in Liberia right now in Basel Vassing after the election. They are all in, they see that we don't win.
Yeah, and
what's the patriotism in it?
As soon as the other government comes to power, the government will come and warn you people looking for the next election. So it's all about election period.
And this is
it's not about doing what the
this is the problem we face, and why we spoke about it. This is where we have struggled with our governance system. We have struggled with infrastructure, and it's difficult for a new government to come to power and just see them moving smoothly and hit the ground running. They almost look like we're there for war, You get here, the blame game. We inherited this. Who knows, tomorrow the United Party in power, your party will to come to power. And if you come and don't see anything to start from, you might just take your time fixing it, explaining, and it will remove you without you achieving anything. True. That's how we have seen Liberia. So when these people,
let people understand reality, right? Sometimes you hear or see things that were criticized, things that are pointed to the past. You see those things emerging into the new one. Is it that because you're not there, so you play the devil advocate? When you get in and you say, oh, but the thing I correct someone, say I'm doing it. So let them know. So that when you are criticizing, you know what you will do. That when you come, you don't do it.
And at times, you do not have the knowledge or the information or how some of these things normally take place. So, but you because yesterday you supported a particular person and that person criticized, but you did not say constructively to analyze, you feel now you can't be part of it. The only thing, something the person spoke about that thing yesterday, you should just come and criticize it.
Yeah.
There's no reason, no justification. You don't properly look in. You know, we understand politics, people, but see things that, let's look at this thing. He said that we just want to criticize. Now, you got that other folks will be asking, oh, all the other trips you people been making, is it the first trip you have submitted a proposal to the Japan African Summit? What of the other trips you have gone? Let's get to know how far the Ministry of Information will give an update. Like I was talking earlier on. And we still do not have the means, or we still overlooking in informing the people. That's why we mislead a lot of young people. We don't give them the kind of information. We tell them things. Sometimes we don't, because we take advantage of the poverty of the people, the ignorance. You just over want money. You just put part of young people together because of your political gain. We're all giving them the necessary education. Your personal differences, you want to show strength to the country. You put young people in harm's way. You say, them go protest. Yeah. Then you classify certain people as people who are not citizens of importance in the country, so people want to marginalize them, so you want to fight for them. That's what we have done to this country, and now got us where we are.
And like recent ambassador, you want to know that there were this protest into Indonesia of this high allowance for lawmakers.
You know why the people are protesting? That was I always they reading and following some of these things.
The people are saying it's about 50 million rupee. That's about 3,000 to 5,000, 10 times higher than the minimum wage in Jakarta.
Yeah.
So because of this, protesters that were saying this is too high. Is that comfortable?
And of course, I mentioned all the people. The to the finance minister, the president, the president of Indonesia, who have gone to the summit in China.
Yeah.
But he canceled it because of the nationwide protest.
Yeah, he canceled that, and he said they had to cancel the housing allowance, and the overseas trip for lawmakers, and the protesters should see the need to stop the protests so that they will reduce the inequality and hold politicians accountable in that country. You see, these are issues. For Liberia, you see 8,000 to 10,000, and you see the Pope talking about 5,000, 3,000 to 5,000. But let me real, let me realistic. It's not just about to criticize. It's not just. Sometimes you may just find yourself in a very thing criticizing today. When you come to power, you do the same thing. But let me be realistic. The people, this should be about the interests of the people. Why you come to power to amend the lives of the people? That's why they go to the polls, they elected you to say, among the tens, you be the one to come and lead us. You be realistic in pushing our agenda.
You don't normally we hear most of our folks fighting the issue of corruption when they in opposition, when they get in government. Sometimes you hear that most of the time it's been reported that officials are corrupt. People who spoke about it, allegation will be leveled against them. Then the people will complain, they don't see the political will. But when you see people outside, when they get outside of the dot, like recently some past official of government who had a chance to also prosecute people, of recent you hear them say, when we come out of power, we'll prosecute you.
Yeah.
Also, you knew, like you said, so you saw some of these things. What was the, so that, because the taxpayer money being used for so many trips. So many trips, we are told our international partner will sponsor, certain number will sponsor the trip. So let's get to know some of these things when they come back. if you reporting down to us, because if you're reporting to us what the proposal they left and what Liberia stands to benefit, but what you have observed, the people will be looking and reviewing all of what and see what they fit in, because they talk about coming to do a pilot project, the issue of rights. Let's look at after a certain time. Let's see the issue in Bon County, in Nofa. But their politics, you got to change the politics.
It's not helping us.
Yeah. Because once you say your opposition, meaning as far as concerned, you don't see anything good the sitting government will do. You don't. But when somebody in the opposition just decide to praise government one, people in a party will go after that person. They say, you're looking for a job. You don't wanna, they don't pay him.
You start praising it now.
Yes. So we have divided ourselves. Look at, they talk about, the issue of peace building and all.
Yeah.
They talk about peace building, reconciliation, all of these things. Yeah. Entrepreneur training for women.
Yes.
And the development that will come to this country, like we always say, the roads that we even plow every day, we are not asked, we political party or tribe or religion from. The roads for Liberia. That non-permanent seat that Liberia won, United Party, they now win it. They sit for Liberia.
And Liberians.
Yeah. Our membership to ECOWAS, our membership to AU and other international bodies, it's a representation of our country. And that's why we kept asking over the years. Not just with the just past government, but previous government. We've been asking. We having ambassadors, honorary consul general in other countries, but we still do not see the impact over the years. We've been asking. And you remember when the president and the minister of foreign affairs, when they had a shutdown and said everybody should be recalled, or trying to ask and see how they will study these things before and start to reappoint people or getting people into those positions, because most of the time those things were giving primary. You will see we get ambassador to the other country, but we don't even know whether the person is there. No information. Whether somebody is there representing the country, whether that person is a Liberian or non-Liberian, what are the workings they're doing, we don't know. Up to this time, there are some countries that we still trying to get.
Sure.
Because the tenants say about one government leaving, they almost take key essential document with them. When the next man comes, you don't see somebody saying, so now taxpayer money have already been spent to a certain level, but we will not continue with these things. These things start. That's why with other peoples, we got people in foreign mission and other places, they pay lawyers to make sure they find the kind of information. About even up to this thing, what we're talking here, it still has to do with, Liberia as a country. We still need to invest hugely in foreign asset recovery. You know how many assets or foreign assets that was stolen from this country that in foreign here? That if we sit and get the right people, you know what we'll bring by here? Maybe selling offshoring properties from ex-officials who were found corrupt. They're selling houses. Tell you deny the people, they protect the money must go back.
Because the money was intended for them.
Yes.
It was not just individual money, it was intended for
That's
the people.
what we keep asking. Now, because normally we say, the people, they're having the Africa China Summit. We go there.
And we just go there and sit down. We just go there and sit down, enjoy the luxury, the entertainment, and all that, and come back. But like you see, the foreign minister is saying that there was a proposal submitted, and this proposal amounted to about 72 million that will cover project infrastructure, health, education, agriculture, and is currently under consideration. So it means that they never just took the time to go and say, let me part of the program. We just go sit down there, and when they speak, we speak no, but they carry something as a proposal.
Maybe this could be a mean that will fast track our development, because probably our partners over the years will go sit down with them.
Yeah.
Waiting for them to ask, well.
Yeah. And one thing I like in your statement that they not just made a proposal, but the proposal was made a part of the discussion.
Yeah.
They discussed them. So then it's okay, LIBERIA, okay, we hear, no. But then let's discuss this. You want infrastructure and health, education. Let's see how can we. What do you really need? Let me be specific.
I think this is a step that we all as government currently or in the future need to copy. Rather than when we go into so many forums, when we study on it, we should have the right people that will lead a team, and we know exactly what we're going for. So when they say, like for instance, where they're talking the Africa China Summit, I mean the Japan, where they talk about 550 billion, you know, that factor outside in it. Sure. Before getting there, what would be our target? What we think we need to present that can factor us into this thing? But we just go when other people presenting the paper. Then at the end of the day, you see, just the other day, when President Boga and his team, with all presidents that were invited to the U.S. African Summit, we start to laugh. They said because the president good English. But you saw other presidents there, they started to read. They tell you, and the president stated about what we got, and he asked that you come and do a survey to know what we have.
We just want to come blow our ones, we'll get them do. But we're telling you we got things, right? Yeah. But come and see.
But we don't have the technical or the logistical equipment or financial support to discover these things. To have a survey that give an informed idea or decision how we can have these things work out and distribute it. Then we're crying about the issue of diet. We are able to factor waste management, environmental protection. We talk about our coastal defense system. Go be careful. Somebody move be careful. They see finish in the ocean. They are eating part of the city. The city is small. Somebody show me one rock somewhere on the beach. We're sitting somewhere. You are showing me they were growing all that rock. They used to go sit down, but now you can't even see the rock again.
Yeah.
Go West Point. Go Legal Times.
Go right on the street.
Yeah.
But just
go in Tinga Village, other places.
There were several lanes there. When we used to travel there, you go there now, you can't see it. There were light poles behind that place to the beach. You don't see it again. You see? You talk about the new Japan Africa Economic Partnership study group. They want to modernize the port.
You talk about connecting Monrovia to Ara. So let's see how these things work. Yeah. Because if we're not careful, some of the pronouncement will either cause the government reinvention or will cause them to go out. Let's go back to history. Like we said, when they talk about the Bella Island that will be built. Under the CDC government, who never wanted to hear such thing. But did we properly study it? We later on got to know that EPA or the environmental law prohibits such thing from happening. You know, we protect it. Then another one, we heard about the coastal highway. Where we making these pronouncements just for the political color side, or we were being sincere to it? Because if some of those things, that's why we keep telling government. The past government made some stride. There are some things she did. So let's see whether they can still be revisiting. We see because we abandon too many things, and sometimes we spend a whole lot of money. So, folks, let's go to the lines again to talk to some of our colors. You know, let's keep these people a good representative record. So a good that you save it and say, yeah, after the period of time, when people will ask them what happened now. Good morning.
Good morning to my two great ambassadors. Good morning to the Liberian people. I want to say a happy September to you all. You know, thanks for all of your discussion this morning. I've heard people religiously. You know, many of us, we don't understand diplomacy, and we are not reading. In fact, some of us, we have just been sitting in Australia to take a step from here. It's very difficult for us. So you see, some of our brothers, many a time I would say, you're not forced to listen to QFM. because say maybe if we give brooks and that loss may survive, they lost stay lives, then listen to the other side that can very say the truth. But for us, we know that those two ambassadors, they don't bend their elbows. When it comes to the truth, they speak it. So we want to commend the government.
Okay, let's Pastor Moses Sion on the line. Okay, you're still on the line. Let's join him. Still on the line. Yeah, go ahead.
So, like I said, everything that the two ambassadors are explaining lies to us. We love what they are doing for the Liberian people. God will continue to bless those people. And to the Liberian government, we want to say bravo, and we pray that all of those things that people have said, we want to see the fruitfulness of it. Even if you go retain, you go should continue, or if the government will come, let's say all of those discussions, all of those things that they are agreed upon, that you will see the Liberian people will benefit from it. We want to see the growth of Liberia. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk to you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Well, my name is Leroy Philip, from a single resident. You know, I let you guys always, this is the reason why that is the only radio station I listen to. You know, you guys are always with the point. And I know we get day this morning. When people come and everyone criticize, they say the government is bad, the government do nothing. It's sometimes we get getting the chance to explain themselves. What makes the government bad?
Yeah. Somebody simple question, he ought to answer it, but you know.
See how the guy is supposed to sell him money. He couldn't even say anything. You know, people just got a mass selling a country that when they're in the opposition, I mean, nothing should come good from the government. Because if anything good, it means that it's an embarrassment to their chances of coming by the power. So this is the kind of politics we keep playing. Keep cleaning the country down.
Yeah, we can't continue to play that politics like that, you know.
Thank you, man.
Thank you as well. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning.
I favor you. Let me tell you first.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. And no father around you. I want to flower as I want national radio. We both far you got two great ambassadors. But we the one that can listen to you every day. I'm different that's not calling for physical. We the one that can listen to you every day. My best friend too can be fed there too. Can I everybody can turn on the radio? They got different.
No.
Different station in far and we they got different station that you can go to. You're not supposed to listen to cool.
No, that's their right. We try to be moderate, we respect these people, so let them just go ahead.
Yeah, by part of growth. The thing that there is, everybody can listen, you know, someone will listen to any station because it's last, still election time. So this is our part of station. Anyway, anything they talk will stay, the station will stay survive. I'll tell you, gentlemen.
Thank you as well. Let me talk to. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, we those that are negative about this problem, what we swear them. But thank you for being on this information. We when they will not appointed as foreign minister. We don't have to continue. That's your name you call it for. This is the foreign minister. But we are coming back to tell that for what they work for. And for the kind of thing that I got this country. Why would you people who love that group? Why do I hate you people when you are going for this country? Nobody paying you. We'll call the radio. Nobody ever to thank you for one thing for why you're doing this country. Somebody tell you, you and your caller. You want to call us before this point. So you want to call us that thing is that the security about like you for free. Positive, we will move positive until this country will move out. Take to the point minister and the state. Thank you, Mr. President. Glad to meet our case. Thank you so much. Let the country move out. Let God say that do
Okay, thank you as well for being part of the conversation this morning. Yeah, thank you. Let's talk to other callers who want to weigh in, because at 9 o'clock this morning we'll have our folks here, you know. Yeah, at 9 o'clock this morning. We're going to talk about so this caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I will take you for you the question. It is not for a little and all good looking to national business. That's the mobile. The result. So for that, we are going to do I'm a board for it. So I will get to the two of you.
Okay, thank you. At 9 o'clock this morning, we hope to have the children of the late William Buckley. You know, there are a lot of other issues to talk about. You know, family issue, there are a lot of things to talk about, there are a lot of things to discuss. But we're going to be talking about that at 9 o'clock, so let's take this call. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, I'm going to talk to this caller. Good morning.
The two ambassadors, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Joseph Tamba, and I'm from District Number 6, Masawara County.
You're
The
welcome.
two ambassadors, let me appreciate you guys so much. And I love the way you guys carry on your broadcasting. You give everyone the privilege to express their view on the topic on the discussion. And I do appreciate it so much. So we appreciate the captain for the level, for the steps taken towards some of the progresses and initiative of the terrorist agenda. That is welcoming from the government. But we need to not only by submitting these documents, but the foreign ministers, whoever that will be in charge, will ask the government to do follow-up on some of these recommendations or suggestions that have been submitted, some of the developmental bills that have been submitted. We'll ask them to do follow-up. For the arrest agenda, the government is doing extremely well. We agree there are some lapses. Despite some of us are ardent supporters of the Unity Party, but we agreed that there are some initiatives, there are some steps taken forward for the forwardness of our development goals of our country, but this needs a collective effort. All of us has to get involved. We have to put our own political grievances aside. We have to take on and think that Liberia is the only country that all of us need. Liberia is the only country that all of us deserves. And Liberia is the only country that all of us can transform. Other than that, Liberia will be retrogressing instead of progressing. Until we can take on that mindset that Liberia belongs to us. It is our personal property that we need to take care of, that we need to transform, put away our political greeds, and take on personal initiatives to, most especially development, to be supportive or whatever government that the Liberian people decide. That's the only way we can move forward. And thank you to you guys so much for the level of professionalism, for the level of patience, and for the level of information you give out to the people. Thank you this morning.
Okay, thank you. Let's take the call before we go for our break this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Mohamed Gitawe, member of the Sora movement in Liberia. I make very commend you for the privilege. But Weekie, sometimes the way in which people discuss issues on the media, just to say we only have one group of people in the country, is wrong. Criticizing government is part of democratic activity everywhere. And people saying that nobody cannot criticize the government or they just show the wrongdoing of
Nobody, how people will say nobody will criticize the government?
Yeah, that's what they are saying.
No, nobody's saying that, and nobody said that.
They say nobody have any sign when you ask them the banner of the government, they cannot explain. The government doing that attitude here in Weekie. It's not fair.
You can point to some of them because you want to criticize them big constructed. At least that people get to know Somebody else.
Yesterday, they talk about police brutality under the former administration. And they see police brutality is happening under the administration today. Unnecessary ticket that they are given to unfortunate driver in the on the traffic. You know how many wrongful tickets that people have been giving to driver on the traffic? You go to Douala Door, they send the police, they are flogging marketers there.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Who determines the ticket is wrongfully issued to the traffic? Because they got the traffic code as well. You can argue ticket. So who determines that is wrong? When under the law, the traffic regulation, you can get ticket if you violate. So I want to know.
The administration of Weekie, and the 15 country of the report like doing the driver protested against the government the first time. Second time in most other countries, you saw all the vehicles were parked because it's not one person that was happening to. It's wrong. Sometimes when we discuss about it, and yesterday, the Union Party, their government, they were in opposition. They said that President John Manuel need to take huge delegation to go out of the country. It's still happening under the administration. President Joseph Mambata said yesterday he will not ride private jet. He always late in the private jet today. It wrong today. What wrong yesterday, wrong today. So sometimes for the corner to
Thank you. Civil society man speaking the politician.
But the thing is, so the thing is saying, why I wanted to say, who's saying it? Because these are issues Liberians are faced with. Drivers that Liberia now, they say United Party or CDC, everybody being faced with it here. Ticket being that everybody faced with it.
You see that sometimes when you talk, that connect with this with travel business, with ticketing. You traffic officer, even you to the place there. So if you wrong somebody or you can't complain with the law, somebody should take you to court. The person should jump on you, start fighting you. We understand these things happening. And the thing it happened yesterday. But we are saying, how do we get it done? It said that we have not been doing the right thing for a period of time. Why it's so much on the rampage. Or it said that people they're painting in nice pictures that everything working out good. We ourselves got to look at it and properly scrutinize it and do good investigation and say, look, they people telling us something far different. But where in the world, a country with a democratic spirit like Liberia will tell you that nobody can criticize. You got people who sitting in government can criticize the government. You got people outside the government that pressing government. You got people in opposition. What to your opposition mean that absolutely nothing correct? Because so steady in Liberia when you're in opposition, as soon as you say your party, go for him. People who support the party and you in that party, you're not in government, they feel that you're going to look for work. Oh yeah, we commend the government for this. We condemn the government for that. But yet, everybody been talking. The government said a lot of things. That's why when people campaigning, you know, we say something, the other day, another mistake. Political messages will all manifesto. Got this country where we are. Maybe you can show the people what they say. Some of you are lawmakers that you calling to this, they abandon the lawmaker, the representative, only representative. Those people are only walking in the community telling you can show one paper of what they said they were going to do. Even if some of you had it, you told it. You never kept it. Yeah, you finished using it. But today, it said, look, come and go look in my cover. Let me see the paper. When they were running for representative, he told. Then you start to look at, okay, after 2 years now, after 3 years, you say in the period this. But you're just like listening to colorful speeches.
And this is why we are saying,
now
listen to this government, so you hold them responsible. But who
can
say again, when you say something, you don't do it. You must receive criticism for that. It's genuine. It's logical. When you say something, do it. When you say something, you don't do it. You do otherwise, the people talk about it.
And one wrong thing we practice in this country for long about is this. Not all of the things that you hear government doing in the past, government was doing it wrongly. But because the mentality of people, when you're in opposition, you just got to talk. That's how somehow we force things to be wrong. We make the people to believe that no, there are some things that the CC-led government were doing that the Unity Party or ANC, the Liberty Party people were condemning. They were doing it rightly. But because they were in opposition, they just had to say something. Today, so people, they cap it outside. Whether you know there's a law on the book that exists, what the people doing are the right thing. You just, because the other person said it yesterday, so you mean you should just say it. And we have damaged Liberia and keep damaging Liberia in that direction. That saying the other person did it. There are some things that people saw yesterday were very bad, but those people were doing the right thing. Today, it's still the right thing. Some here, they continue with it. That's why you see some of the things you hear the people talking. If I buy like phone like that, some of the things when you hear the protesters there, they think they were talking it yesterday. Now you see them doing it. They finish the starting and see and got to know that these people were doing the right thing. But because you're in opposition, you never had a chance, and you just needed to talk so the people can see you as the man who fighting for them. That's our style of politics we have had over a period of time. Criticism is good. Constructive criticism, good. Look at Alexander coming when he did it right out when I'm talking about the issue of private jet. He from the opposition, but he was able to give reason why. Instead for him, and most of the time the reason, like he said, and somebody says something, the reason why people are concerned about these things is about the bread and butter issue. Plenty folks, when you have work to do, you think people will sit down and just be listening to the radio and won't call, wake up in the morning, but when the jobs are there, yeah, you will not be worrying what kind of car President Obama drives, or what kind of motorcade he has, what plane he flying. You see your paycheck. You pay your taxes. The economy will improve. You will handle your bills. Your life will change. But in the absence of that, the people will have to criticize. The people will have to speak to so many issues. So many issues that took place yesterday, and they have not been able to change it. It is not healthy for our society. Some of those things are happening yesterday that you see people still doing it. They thought it was wrong. Some of the policies that you hear today are ministry agency. Those things are things some of them met, and to change it, it's going to take some time.
Sure.
Because sometimes when you just start to take it, people say you wish hunting. That's why we said the people do not provide the education to you. So when you hear, oh, the president traveled. Plenty of people in our country just believe that when they say the president travels with his delegation, he goes to this country. The French president will get take money and give it to him. He goes to America to get take money. Yeah, because they don't tell you these things. So when you hear the other money, they send the 2 million proposal that they send. The next thing you hear, oh, they go well, Japan, they get 72 million. What is 72 million? They have 72 million. But when you follow these things, the ministry of finance announcing that they have a text at the ministry that will quarterly publish and inform all the progress so far with all of those things they presented to the Japanese government. You will have the chance to go there too as well to see and say how far we are when it comes to health.
True.
How far we come to agriculture.
You told us you help us. Here we are. How far are we? He said, oh, we have given the money. Let them know. So that those who are leaders are in that line when this funding came, we hold them responsible.
Because it will even help you. While in opposition you manage to get the power, you could start working on these things. If they cannot complete it. And you see some of the roads that this government completed some of the things, and you should make it mention 1 or 2 and that it started under the former government. Yeah. What kind of government kind of power not doing anything? But the society is where we are. And folks that we have had over the period of time have most often been there for themselves.
And you listen to the chairman, the former president of the Liberia Council of Churches.
Yeah.
He said, we're not innovative, we're lazy. The Pope go to power and they leave them with nothing doing, and the problem still persists. So we need to be innovative, not be result oriented. Make sure that results should come to the people. It's not about just identifying the problem, but what are we doing to solve them? We should be able to create means, create solutions for the problem. When you already know the problem, what is the solution? But the other government move on there, they see it, and the other government they see it, and the other government you're not talking about the problem, but you're not solving anything. We need to carve a new dynamics that will help Liberians see results in our country. Then they begin to enjoy their nation. Then they begin to see the reason. Appreciate God, yeah, God, I'm a Liberian, yeah, you made me a Liberian. I was born in Liberia, yes. Thank God I'm here, because I'm benefiting from what the purpose of which I came here for. But not by seeing the resources. Oh, Liberia rich, but then what else? You see a lot of ills in the society going on, and the people lives diminish because they die before their time. This is a warning to the people. It's a warning to the folks. Let them hear and learn.
Like my love, earlier on we're talking, still waiting for our guests. We're talking, I was looking at, I was doing this research and looking at some landlocked country in Africa. So many countries on the continent with higher GDP than us.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, they don't really have the kind of resources, and they are landlocked country. But we got ports, we got this, we got that. See some of the rivers, the ocean, that we are to benefit hugely from. But you see one landlocked country, like Ethiopia. Ethiopia, per the report, has the largest economy among the landlocked African countries, and it's a major hub for global growth initiatives.
Mm-hmm.
You see, you look at the landlocked country, just imagine approximate recent data. When you go, you see these things, you be asking, you be looking, man, look at the people, look at Zambia, a country with a significant GDP, notable for its success within Southern African Development Community, the SADC. Zimbabwe, another landlocked African country that ranks among those with high GDPs. Mali, a significant landlocked economy within Africa. Rwanda, a landlocked country that is making notable progress in development. The people are investing in infrastructure. Say we got gold, diamond, or we don't have a seaport. We landlocked, everything we having it, inland port we build, we're sharing border, but we're having stable governance and better business transaction with our neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
There are a whole lot of things we need to go and sit down and draw that will help the economy.
True. And
one habit we have developed in this country, and I think it has given us a huge problem what it is. But we don't see opposition so easily. Maybe, but we don't see them so easily play and structure the governance system when it comes to power. Sometimes I don't know that they just can be expecting to get the power, because when they get the power, you see almost like the point, what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
So it will take few hands who understand, but it's gonna take a lot of time. What's the problem to govern like brother on new government kind of power, from government kind of power, all that World War III, we just end World War III. Yeah. You won't govern a whole country. You spend 10 years, 15 years, 20 years in opposition. The person beginning, you will get there with all play, you get there criticizing, you get there condemning things, but you never start wanting to say, let me be reading on other countries, on other opposition when they got how they manage things. So targeting, pinpointing those things that are ills in the society while you're in opposition. That when you're fortunate to get to power, you know the solution and you know how to handle it. Then you come back to the people and say, we inherited. The CDC-led government did it for the 6 years, we inherited. The Unity Party came with the same format, we inherited. When you tell us, the system, we made a system, we inherited the system. When you say you could rescue the change, why is it not changing? Yeah, there are some changes. Probably you saw you can change the statement to the people. Probably you saw it while outside as something that was bad, that was something that was not good for them. But you sat there, you noticed that it is something well intended, because some of the intention of some of our leaders are being all good. Now, but because sometimes some of the people they trusted and placed in positions are the ones who brought them down, are the ones who made the country to be where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Look at us in Liberia. We fight for government to fight corruption. We have a political will. So instead of going for one person, you say that a politically motivated. Politically motivated.
You're the same person that will undermine the very process you call for and you want to initiate. Let's take our break. We'll come back to usher our guests in the studio this morning.
What are we doing to change that? We need to change that. Children that are not going to school, you in your community, what can you do to contribute to help that mother, to help that child to go go to school. It is not about just becoming part of an institution. The genesis of the People Action Party in Singapore were poor more than Liberia. Even Liberia gave helping hand to Singapore in the 60s.
So.
Yes. But the people put themselves together in exile and said, we have to go back to our country and change our country. They went back, they took over leadership to change the country. Since 1954 to today, the People Action Party in Singapore is the ruling party in Singapore.
So.
The technocrats, the prayer people, we came together and we started looking for names. And that's how it came about. That we will follow the model of Singapore where Liberia gave helping hand to.
So. Yo, the thing, the president, 10 countries before 2029, yo.
Today, guess what? Singapore economy can be compared to that of the United States. They can boast of more than 100 million years. They can boast of billion years. The country is well developed. This country that we gave helping hand to yesterday. It tells you, but guess what? Let me just tell you one thing. Do you know that Liberia have been richer than Singapore? Singapore don't have mineral resources. But today they are successful. What did they do to become successful? That is why you are here today. Therefore, after we receive our certificate, the leadership of PAP, we will empower them to go to PAP Singapore and sit with them. We will ask them a question. What did you do to become where you are today? We want to go through that workshop. We want to go through that training. This is why we started now. You may be asking why now? Because we got more work to do. You have to first of all take the leadership. You hear all the positions that they were calling, right? Chairman, wisdom, chairman on president, whatever, what the chairman on Maserati, right? So this Maserati is the capital city, right? We need to look at Singapore, the capital city, and compare it to your Maserati. You understand? What we are saying is, in order for this country to move forward, we have to take bold steps. This is not time to talk. This is time for action. And that is the strength of the People Action, the People Action Party.
Some legal proceeding over property, over debt as well, and even through the case, but they have some mindset that there are some fire play, and they are dissatisfied with the proceeding, how matters being handled, and wanting to know the public informed because the children and want to know exactly. So we pleased to have them with us this morning sharing breakfast. So they will walk us through. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome. Let's go around the table and get to know the children of Mr. Barkley.
My name is Lawrence Barkley, the son of the late William G. Barkley, Completing Arts 101.
Good morning, my name is Ellen Barkley, daughter of the late William G. Barkley.
Good morning, my name is Lovetta Barkley, daughter of the late William Barkley.
Okay, we'd like to say welcome to Who, and certainly that you're here. It's good to have the Barclays here this morning. Let's start off with you, Mr. Barkley. Walk us through this thing and tell us what you know so far and where you are growing up or what the business is like and how the court business is being like.
This case started 2015, unknown to us. On November 2017, we saw in a newspaper that titled The News. When we looked into the paper, we saw somebody contacted our older sister, said that your father's property, they are up for sale. Immediately, she called me and I purchased the paper, we looked through it, saw the notice of sale from the commercial court. So we already contacted Councillor Johnny Momo, who is our legal counsel or lawyer, and we went through that case. We filed in the appeal that judgment should be vacated, and after he did that, and we went through it, we were summoned to court again. The court was open. We went through the court. We won the case. In 2018, after Judge Chanchampeka in 2015 gave the ruling to Anna Jones, which the men claimed that our father took cash, supplied our father with mattresses, supplying with used cars, and so on. So we said no. We went to court. Our lawyer and his lawyer, they argued. And in that court, we witnessed our lawyer ask the question, if this man is supplying with cars, mattresses, give him some money, you call in private business, where are these legal documents that shows bills of lading? And if this man have an MRU with you, where are the collateral deeds? And that was not proven, and there was no comment to made. Based upon that, in the ruling that Judge Chanchampeka gave us, he said that the man generated, he self-generated this information, falsified, it was fraud, it was mispresentation, according to the ruling he gave us. And in our court, we disprove that our father was not in Liberia. In our MRU, Anna Jones claimed and informed the court that our father signed an MRU on October 27, 2007. We said no. Our father was in America, September to December. How possible can a man be in America, sign a document in Liberia? We brought the passports, and another thing we added to it that this is not our father's signature. We brought these, our father gave us to people. We brought receipts on some of the tenants that is currently residing in the compound at Dubo Road. We disproved the signature. We even have photocopies of agreement that was made, land that he leased, property that he leased at Weekie, and his signatures were far different from what the MRU is stating. Even the passport number is not correct. We disproved that, and based upon that argument, evidence that we showed, we had that first ruling. In 2018 January, we had that first ruling that was issued. That was issued by the commercial court, Judge Chanchampeka. Surprisingly, after 3-4 years, we saw a notice of someone, the same court, and we went to the court. Both lawyers argued, and what made us that the public, calling the public attention after we have won the case. The Judge Chanchampeka, this man did not show any documents or facts, never produced any evidence in court or a person to come testify that our late father took money or took cash. The man generated information, like for example, he said 1889 he gave our father $200 United States dollars. Over 7 times, 7 occasions. Put all of these things together. He said, no. That's not the reality. To prove that our father was a broker. And our station like
I don't valid. Is this an example 1889 or is what's in the document?
It's what's in the document.
Yeah, because let me understand in time and reality that comes along with this entire process. 1889.
We just thought you just possibly speaking, but if that is in the document, so at least you were able to tell us.
Yeah, that is in the document.
1889.
Yes,
he gave your father $200.
$200. I come in. We have this sub-generated information here for him. Let's get it out.
Yeah, let me go on. Why you explaining? Let me go home so that.
Yeah,
just go ahead. We'll find it.
Yeah. He gave the man, it's more like the information that he generated. He gave the man $200. He gave the man, our stepmother took $500 from him. It was private. There was no receipt given. After giving him the money, okay, this is the documents. Okay. 1999, December 16, 1999 to February 15, 2000. This is the generated documents. He said, December 15, 1999, he gave $200 United States to our father. It's the information generated. 1999, December 18, he gave $100 United States again.
Was it on credit?
That's the question that George Tanya Baker needed to ask the man. Was it credit or by which basis he gave the money? There was no.
And you, for your own, you at that time of age at the time, or some of your family members. Where was your father at the time?
Our father was in Liberia and known as one of the most. He was a well-known businessman that people run to for money. Yeah, the one-on-one gas.
But now he credited money.
It was false. It was misleading information.
Okay.
Like for example, he said 500 Mrs. back in private, no receipt. In 1999, and those days, the one-on-one was the most popular news of businessmen that was known all over.
The one-on-one gas station.
The one-on-one gas station.
Credited $200.
$200.
To pay back at what time?
No date.
It is according to.
I just want to ask something before the order may come in. Have you met this person before, knowing your father being a renowned businessman, interacting with such a man? Did you in any way come across in having conversation with your father, probably visiting him, or you have seen this man? Is he a Liberian or not?
This man knew our father. When he came from Germany, our father decided to host him. Was a close friend to our father. Even he was present when our father died at the hospital.
In Liberia.
In Liberia. At the only hospital, he was present. So Friday, he fasted or took notes or took hints of our father's passport and recorded the number, but did not complete the number.
Okay.
And you know that he couldn't revise the passport to our father's original handwriting that is already placed in the passport. So he already went and did a paper to World Trade Center and put them right on saying that the late William Barkley took money from him. He had paid $113,000, total some battle money, $413,000 United States dollars. See, but he knew our father. It was somebody that knew our father. We even sell him. We even sell him foods. Even the hotel where he was stopping, our father the one that paid our hotel bill.
Okay, so let's see what of the other folks can come in. Let me come to the Ms. Barkley. What do you know about this entire process? I know you're shocked to have seen and hear these things and code blue and all of these things. Where we are with this matter? Any problem?
First of all, I'd like to give this announcement to the public that our father property is not for sale.
Okay.
Anybody that try to put their money inside God come first, we will get to the bottom of this and justice will be served to us because we are trusting in God. The whole issue, my brother said, almost everything. But this Anna man, he was like a friend to our father. We were more smaller in the yard. Our father brought him. Introduced him to us as our uncle. We're gonna have friends. We cook. We carried him up. We carried to the water. Even the water he was stepping in, our father cleared with him.
So which color at the time you could remember?
Yes, it was around 3-point area. Yeah, motel. Hotel. I think our motel is still there. At the place he was stopping, we used to cook food and carry to him there. When our father died, he was at the hospital. When our father passed away, but we never saw him to the funeral. He waited after 4 years before he appeared to court.
Died in 2009, right?
2009. After 4 years, he appeared. He never came to the family. We would saw a notice in the newspaper that our property was up for sale. It was the time we encountered this man. With the time we knew that Anna Jones was behind it when we went to court. When we went to court, we went through it. My brother said it. The first ruling was given to us. In the presence of Anna Jones, his lawyer, and our lawyer, and everybody was there. The second ruling, when the new case opened, when they call us, we beg going to court. When we go, either Tanja Baker will say he going for funeral, or they will re-summon the case for next time. It dragged for a year plus. So I was almost surprised whom our lawyer called and said that Tanja Baker ran a judgment against us. That the man told him that he just want document to carry to Germany and tell the people that he own property so he can get some business people attention for us to do. We said no. Today, Tanja Baker will not be judged. Document 4 or 5 years, they can speak against us. So we know. So that's how we told our lawyer. He said, but Tanja Baker running that judgment. I said, but they want, but then when you call us, we asked him, you were present. He said, no, they just call him on phone too. Because of the moment. And how we started. One, I think it was, which month they went to the hospital? No, like the first time.
August.
It was August last year. They went, the sheriff then went to go put notice up that the property up for sale. That how we call us the moment. We said, why you told us reality has started. He called Tanja Baker, that Tanja Baker was in the state. He called his and said, anybody go sell with your back property and send anybody. So we said, no, we can't be living on phone call. We need justice. Let me go through the breakfast procedure. Let him bring all his evidence and let him prove it in court that what our father owe him. Let me see it because every evidence he brought first, it was false. So where the evidence coming from? They then drain until we came this far. That the Supreme Court, because our lawyer signed a bond that needed 600,000 for us to pay. Whether we getting ever, I have seen that about money before. Before we can sign a bond for 600,000 United States dollar. So Supreme Court now went through the case. They went to send the paper down and they went to force the law. They ruling. So that's why we wrote the Chief Justice. Our paper right now on his desk. All we need is justice.
When did you write? Is it recently? Because the chief just took over, or that was already in when they.
No.
Okay.
We wrote him on a Tuesday. We carried the paper that Tuesday.
They go Tuesday.
Last week Tuesday, they go on Tuesday because he just took over. Even the people that said that he even entered office here. So I want pray to God that the Chief Justice should see our complaint and let him summon everybody and let we go through the verified procedure. I'm not denying that my father never knew this man. I must say I saw him. I'm not denying it. Let him bring his evidence and let we bring our own. We just want justice. That's all. We need justice and need. Nobody will not come and lie on my father simply because they got connection so places. They come and take what belongs to us. Right now, they're putting our house up for sale. We are homeless. We don't have anywhere to go. So if people will sit and allow a government to come and just take our property, what not even belong to us, God in heaven is our judge. So I am appealing to the Chief Justice. I don't have anything, but God is our judge. He must please look into our case. Our paper is right on his desk. We have wrote him completely about the judge, that his judgment he made, it was not fair.
What is your lawyer saying following the judgment? From the ruling from the law court now, is it that you're asking or you're taking appeal to the Supreme Court? Because your lawyer should be guiding you legally into the process. Where we are with this whole matter now?
Yeah, what happened after Anna Jones filed an appeal, the lawyers went back to court before that final judgment.
What was the judgment?
The judgment, according to the ruling that was given to Anna Jones, it was August 30th, 2024. Okay. But this year, we got to know the judgment. The final judgment, but this is going to know the final judgment. And this judgment, according to the copies from the commercial code, that it was released on August 30th, 2024, last year, according to the judgment. And our lawyer filed in a bill of exception. In that bill of exception, he said that these people property cannot be given because, number one, the memorandum of understanding was forfeit. Number two, there was no mortgage deed to indicate that this man gave the property or signed an agreement to him just in case when he default, he could use this mortgage deed to claim the property. So our lawyer did all the paperwork. The only thing that was not done, it was the 500,000 bond. It was 500,000 bond that the insurance Sky insurance company that we need to pay that money to them so that they can deposit to account for the escrow accounts. Yeah. Now that was the only thing that was not done. But all the paperwork was done. And before then, that ruling, the judge requested for the two parties to do a proposed ruling that which we have copy in our possession. Like whoever versus OKM. Both of them fighting on or to get more space. Then you telling whoever to say to give reason for which they want more space. So if you expect whoever to tell you say to lessen their power or to lessen their interest, that couldn't work. So he used Anna Jones' lawyer proposed ruling against us. That's how it went.
Okay, I'm sure you want to come in.
Well, for me, I don't have much to say, but I'm calling on all Liberians and the Chief Justice to look into this and give us justice. Because we might be small at the time where we met Anna Jones, but I don't want to believe in my mind that at the time I saw him, my father could credit for him. That's one thing I must recall.
Okay.
So if he's saying that our father took money from him and then like this, like that, I don't want to believe it. Because we know him and we know our father, who he was. Because of the goodness, this is why Anna Jones even spent all this time in Liberia and where have you, because for our father goodness. So if Anaju is coming out to tell us that our father took money for him and he brought equipment in the country which the government of Liberia don't even know about, according to our lawyer, because he asked him whether the revenue of Liberia know anything about it, can he provide document which was not proven. So based on that, I don't want to believe that my father even credited money for Anna Jones. And secondly, I will be like, the public or the Chief Justice could just ask Councillor Chacha Pika, what was a reason based on what he gave judgment onto this man over us after knowing that the court evidence is very, very important in the court, and he did not provide any concrete evidence to show that our father took XYZ for him, according to him, because from what we see here is just a list. He lists few things that he said he gave to our father, which document is not there, so it could be written by anybody. So we want to ask Chacha Baker or the Chief Justice would step in and just ask, based on what he gave this ruling onto this Ghana man.
So, as things stands, where we are right now, because of you talk about the issue of the insurance bond or S. So, is it that the horse is still put out for sale? Or?
Yeah, the horse is put for sale. We had a sale notice. That is sale notice. But let me just come in.
What's the appraisal? What's the value of the horse that you
the appraised the property, that some of the apartments has the 3,000. Some of them have I will give you the appraisal. We have the appraisal. They already valued that property already. So the appraisals are there. They notice up, and in our appraisal they said that the higher buyers or the higher bidder will purchase the property. But I want to clear something right here. In his first, at first when we went to the court, he claimed serious property. One of his property that belongs to that is located in Congo Town is our father who sold it to Eddie Mary Snow. And he never knew that Eddie Mary Snow, that property was bought by Mr. Snow. But when he got to understand it, in this final conclusion of sale of property, they extracted Eddie Mary Snow property from there. Okay. Yeah, he took it from there because you know that Snow will not compromise this. He knows Snow very well. And Snow said, "You have a father." Snow has deeds that our father gave him for that property on the Common Barrow. Snow can also attest to our father, his status and his property. But because Snow is a government official and not just an ordinary government official, he extracted that property from there. Now in the final suit, even when the case started, he listed even that our father gave him land, or our father has land located at Marshall, our father has the one located Buchanan. But now in the final sale, all of these major concerns property, they are no longer there.
One of the questions I love to ask you people is this: growing up, I'm sure your father had brothers or sisters, your aunt, uncles who are much mature. Have you been able to sit with them to know sometimes some of the dealings your father will be involving with other business partners, or maybe they will be or they are leaving you to just carry on this fight?
No, we have been involved with even workers of our father.
Okay.
That even the last time we appeared on property show, one of our uncle who already saw the show, he came in. He even testified that the man so criminal, he laughed. We have uncle. They can also attest to it. We have people that can attest to that. It's not because of none of them they are foreign or no, but because you know that we have the higher pins. We have the higher pin, and we have this case. We will not sit at the back because it's not about our uncle. It's about us. Yeah, but they are not following.
Okay, so where are the tenants? Because they stay there because you might not likely be indebted to them just in case the court instruct the sheriff and to effect the eviction and have the property off for sale. And you already know it's off for sale. So where do you go from there now? Are you a resident of the property, or you just having people renting?
that the renters have been there, or some have been there over 10 years. And they are still there currently. They are following the process. They even, some of them are listening now. And they know what we are saying is true. It's true. But our concern, we are calling the attention of the Chief Justice to go into this matter. We are here, actually, I want to disclose 3 major things. The two rulings, along with the letter of attorney that they may requested for in 2019. Letter of attorney and the 2 rulings to read it to the public, and then they give their opinions. Whether it is possible for a judge to come up with 2 rulings for the first party, and later the first thing I will say in favor of that man is no longer mentioned in the man who have won the second time. Whether it is legal for it to be that, or whether it is legal to follow such a proceeding. The 2 rulings, the letter of attorney. You see, in the letter of attorney, there is what I don't know. Champion Pega has played with the laws of the courts. In the letter of attorney, the man who generated this information, he said he gave our father money privately and supplying with 30 or 80 cars and so on. My question here is to Champion Pega. Why is the man requested for a letter of attorney from one violent who they consider as the manager for that? Why did he request for a letter of attorney when he was the one that hand deliver a private money to our father? Why is he looking for empowerment in a letter of attorney? We never saw it. It was later on we photocopied the entire file. It was never one day demonstrated in the court, neither to be showing in the court.
But your lawyer, your lawyer, currently, what is he saying to this matter? Because he should be the one interpreting the laws to you now, giving a clear picture and how this fight goes about. Because we are looking at time, just in case you, while fighting, waiting for the Chief Justice to have a redress and the property being bought in the process. What do you do from there?
We met Councillor Mumu. We met him August 24. August 24. We met him on the holiday at his office. We said, where do we go? What do we do? We need you to speak to us on a fair basis. He told us his explanation and also even embarrassed with this situation with many calls. Because when he said, for one instance, another chair called him, the other one, a Western female, spoke to him, and he explained to them that the case was a foul play by Judge Pega. So the evidence are in the court, and he filed in all these documents because they failed to pay the 500,000. So the Supreme Court sent a communication whether that ruling or what request that the commercial court should enforce the ruling that was given to Andrew. But before that ruling, our lawyer, Champion Pega, was present. Our lawyer and he, along with one judge Utero Pepe, were also in our court. And Champion Pega told our lawyer that our lawyer is willing to make clarity, but we told him that we are not going to keep anything out there. We're going to bring it out to the public because we cannot set the brief and to be heard. Then we allow people, then we see somebody on a character. No, we're going to make sure that the public be informed and participate into this matter. So he said that the man is requesting for this ruling to use a Germany to restore his exact word was to restore his integrity, his credibility. That was the exact word. He said no. And Judge Otero was there. How did I got to know later when to know whether that statement was true? I am a graduate of Quaditon Graduate School. Judge Payment also Otero Payment also taught me administrative law. So he knows me very well. So he knows me very well. I placed a call to the Ome. I said, Ome, I need your intervention. You people are judges to that court. But we had an issue. The ruling, the laws are better for us. But we need you to intervene for us. He said, Barclay, I can't do anything. I said, wow. He said, because I was present when your lawyer debunk or refuse to accept the proposal, and Jonathan Baker did not utter a word. He was there. Judge Otero didn't take confirmed with that. He told me on phone. And I told him, yes, back from Qualington. So I was in Qualington, I just got him in Qualington too. And he taught me, so he know me very well, because I will not just be ordinary person.
Okay, time fast spent, so let's see if we can take just 2 calls. 0775 919 919 080 919. Let's take a few calls. And you listen to the children of the late William G. Barclay, advocating and fighting for their rights as it relates to the property. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. You want a bad line, please be precise. Good morning. 0775 919 919 080 919 are the numbers. Let's go to the line and talk to this call. Good morning.
Good morning, Weekie. This is Frank calling from Duboro.
Go ahead, Frank.
I want to know whether if that is an alien. If it's an alien, the first you rise up. Because most of us we travel, we saw things what people do in a bureau country. And you can't just come and play on the intelligence of the children because you know that you have enough cash and use it to bribe judges. So it's not fair. You have to get it back to the people. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And that's one of the things. Is he carrying a Liberian passport, or you see him as a Ghanaian national, but you don't know whether he's a Liberian national or not? Good morning.
Please put your thoughts together. Don't just anybody calling. Want you to listen to the conversation and then put your thoughts together and make impactful comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yes. I called to say sorry to the children, our sisters and brothers in Africa. The injustice is bad. It has been that also many years of bureaucracy. These people need justice. I am the person thinking of these things. And
thank you. Yeah, let's see. What else you want to say before we call it a day.
Yeah, we are coming. Thank you, Weekie, for affording us your time in studio and that of my CM brother, Nathaniel. Thank you for the time, and also to the public, those that are listening this morning. Thank you for your attention. And for my end, I just want to emphasize on the contradiction that was passed from the judge, Champion Paper. We nowhere in this republic where you found a lawyer coming up with a proceeding from a case. Now, having called in that case a date, and you find people celebrating, and at the end of the day, within that very court, commercial court, the same judge that presides over that case, now within no time, that court resurfaced. There's no way, nowhere in Liberian law. You might take your case to the higher court that has to do with the Supreme Court to tread into what was ruled not in your favor. But in this case, we saw the contradiction of Judge Chacha Peka, who resigned, who gave us the ruling in 2018, and then coming back 2024 to say that this man, Anas Jones, have won this case within the same court, same judge. So it's something that's contradicting. After you came up with your ruling by saying you peruse all what we provide, evidence. And within no way and manner this man have able to prove. Now you saw these things, you said it was fraudulent. Alright? Then you said some of the things that he brought, it was self manufactured. He put things together that it was not even representing, that he could not even balance when it comes to the law and argument. You saw all these things based upon the random or judgment.
Okay, thank you. We actually got a time in 30 seconds, quickly, to close up.
Okay, for me, I want to send a very strong message to the Liberty Party that our fathers give us during 2005 election. They all supported the Liberty Party, to call the party attention. They are abandoned us as Basodian, as Liberia, and members of the party. We want the Basodian Grand Bastard, all those of the other party to come to our rescue. Because if that happens, it is stay away from us. It's a sign that tomorrow we will also stay away from the party, and our party will lose relevance because of us. And our father was a very good friend to Charles Walker Bronsky. So we are calling on to them to come to our rescue and let us fight it together. Thank you.
Okay, we'd like to say thank you to the Barkley family. We heard the case, and I hope that the legal proceeding in the best interest of the law will take its course. Well, that's what I would like to say. Thank you for coming.
During the campaign. But you refuse it. At that moment, let me see my sister. I get enchanted. You get enchanted? Why? Because the Unity Party government. The Unity Party government. Come again? My whole family in the government. I have one of my child, he died. Okay. The Unity Party government never show me any light that I can able to bury my child in my country. At that moment now, I change my statement today. Let me support the CDC government. Oh, you want to support the CDC right now? Yes. Why you refuse to support CDC? Because the Unity Party government want to help me. Why you refuse at first to support CDC? Because I was thinking that the Unity Party government will help me. You are thinking that Unity Party going to help you? Yeah.